From Huntington Park in downtown Columbus, it's the 88th annual OHSAA Baseball State Championships, and today we will crown a champion in Division II, as today the Poland Bulldogs will take on the Defiance Bulldogs. Alongside Bob McGilligan, this is Todd Bell. We welcome you to today's broadcast. Let's take a look at the semifinal games and how these two teams got to where they are today. The Defiance Bulldogs were victorious 2-0 as they knocked off Watterson, and Defiance will be playing for their third state title, while Poland, they were victorious, and they'll be playing for their first state championship. And Bob, as we take a look back at those two games the other day, Defiance had the victory the other day, and they did it a close game early, but got it going late in the ball game.
Yeah, it was a close game. For a while, it was a 2-0 game. All of a sudden, they erupt. 3 runs in the 6th inning, 3 runs in the 7th inning to go ahead and win that game by a very comfortable margin. Shea Smitty pitched in that game. He went the distance in that. Today he's going to be a shortstop to look to his bat, not his arm.
And for Poland, able to get over the hump in that semifinal to get to the state championship game, a tight game with Watterson.
Absolutely, tight game. Pitching and defense is what it took to win that one. They were able to come up to the challenge and get the job done, and they're looking for a similar plan here today.
All right, let's take a look at our stars to watch, and we're going to highlight both starting pitchers in today's matchup. And boy, do we have a couple of good ones for Defiance. Michael Hawkins on the mound.
Michael Hawkins, this guy, he's going to come in, he's going to throw basically a fastball and a changeup. What he needs to do is throw it for strikes. I know that sounds very simple, but sometimes it can be hard to do. He's got to establish himself, especially early in this game.
And for the Poland Bulldogs today, Adam Knight has just got ridiculous numbers on the season.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a guy that they want to pitch in this game. You know, look at his ERA, 0.55 coming into this game today. So he doesn't even give up a run a game. If he pitches like he has all season, it's going to be a tough day for the other side. All
right, good matchup today. A couple of Bulldogs, Defiance and Poland. One of them will be crowned champions in Division II. Starting lineups at today's first pitch are coming up after this timeout on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Nothing but beautiful sunshine now in downtown Columbus, Huntington Park, Division II state championship game between Defiance and Poland. Defiance today is listed as the visitors. They're going to bat first. And let's take a look at the lineup for the Bulldogs today of Defiance, as they're going to have Garrett Sierra leading things off for them. In the middle, you're going to have Shea Smitty and Tyler Weaver. They're both having great seasons. The bottom half of that batting order with Borton and Frederick there as well, a solid top to bottom. This is a team that is hitting .327 as a team as we take a look at it there, and averaging almost 7 runs a game. So offensively, they have been solid all year. Keep an eye on the base paths as well. They've stolen 77 bases this year and an 84% success rate. Defensively, you see the Bulldogs as finishing up the warm-up tosses are Adam Knight. And you see the defense for them. Romeo White and Malnick across the way. Lipari, Cagliani, Burkert, Hawkins over at first, and Spetlak doing the catching today. For the Poland Bulldogs and Bob, Adam Knight 8-0 with a 0.51 earned run average. Out there on the mound today for the Poland Bulldogs with a state title on the line.
Absolutely, and if that's not impressive enough for you, 0.50 for an earned run average, how about the fact this guy has struck out 40 more batters than he has walked throughout the course of the year? Always looking at the ratio between walks and strikeouts. 15 walks on the year, 55 strikeouts for this guy. So he's been money, and you want your money man on the mound in the state tournament game.
Great command for Adam Knight as he winds, and today's first pitch will be a fastball right through the middle for a called strike. We begin at 79 degrees, nothing but sunshine here on a Saturday afternoon in Columbus. Garrett Sierra, right-handed batter, stands in and flares one into right center, and over to cut it off is going to be White. And just like that, Garrett Sierra will lead things off with a base hit, and that's how this one starts.
Garrett Sierra is a guy that's really been a spark plug for this Defiance team all year long, and one of the big reasons why this team is here right now. And that was a great piece of hitting on his part. You watch this ball as it slices away from the center fielder, Eric White. He's chasing it. The ball's bending away from him the entire time. Sierra pulls up at first, the leadoff man aboard.
So Sierra over there at first, and just like that, Adam Knight's got to quickly go to the set. Now let's see how tight they're playing it, and they are immediately coming around to bunt here. Wes Detter is the batter. the right fielder for Defiance, hitting at .303 in 7-inning games. Boy, that first inning, you get a guy on, Bob, and they're not wasting any time trying to move him along.
Absolutely not. You talked about the guys in the middle of this order that are coming up in the next two spots. They want to get Sierra into scoring position, and right there trying to sacrifice him at the very least. Maybe let's get him, they might get him moving here too.
They do throw over and chase Sierra back. 7 for 7 in the stolen base department this year for Sierra. Man at the plate, Detter was 3 for 4 with a walk in their semifinal victory on Friday. Sits in there with an 0-1 count. Shows bunt again and didn't get it down, so twice unsuccessful in getting the bunt down. He's behind 0-2.
Wow. Tom Held probably standing down there in the third base coach's box going crazy here. All he wants is a bunt from his number 2 hitter. That's one of your bread and butter things as a number 2 hitter is to get the bunt down. He didn't do it. Now on an 0-2 pitch, look for him to start swinging away here.
See our umpiring crew for today, headed up by Mark Kuhn behind the plate. And time called at home plate by Mark Kuhn. Detter, a senior, member of their basketball team. This has been quite a senior class. Juniors and seniors making some good runs here, and a wave and a miss and a breaking ball by Detter, and he is down on strikes. So Knight will get his first strikeout, and this will bring along Shea Smitty.
That is a huge strikeout for Adam Knight to start the game. And watch this ball. Watch how it just starts to run away. He's got a good tailing fastball, threw it to the outside part of the plate, and he gets that strikeout. Obviously, it's huge because they didn't advance the runner. You still have a man at first, and with a ground ball, you could be out of this inning.
And Shea Smitty will stand in, shortstop, who pitched them to the state championship game in the semifinal victory. All Smitty did was go 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. Struck out 4 through 116 pitches. Knight to the plate, and a great block by Svetlak to prevent the runner from going there, and it's 1-0.
Oh, you're right. Ricky Svetlak made that look pretty easy. Let's take a look at it again. You see this ball bounces pretty well in front of the plate. Sometimes that's harder to deal with for the catcher, the ball that bounces that far out in front of the plate, but he smothered that one very nicely, and that's a pretty close pickoff throw to first base.
And this time Sierra will get time as you take a look at it here. Just a little bit of a slide step going towards second base before he dove back in.
I wonder if he jammed a finger going into the bag there. Needed a moment, but there you see. He's back out to his lead, ready to go.
1-0 the count. Smitty stands in. Pitches outside, throw down to second, not going to be close. Sierra will swipe the bag and get into scoring position.
Well, for all pitchers that could be thrown in that situation, that's not one to help out your catcher. Not easy to make that throw to second base, let alone get the runner. Watch her, the pitch is way outside, and that's why this ball comes in so late. And that's actually a pretty smart play made by the shortstop. Smother it. Once it bounces right there, do not let it get into the outfield with a guy like Sierra doing the running to second base. Keep the ball in front of you, keep him at second.
So now they've got their first runner in scoring position. Smitty hitting .367. He drove in 20 on the season. And he'll take high here and sits ahead now 3-0.
Adam Knight being very careful with Shea Smitty, and as he's being careful, he's had a runner go from first to second, and he's fallen behind 3 balls and no strikes in the count.
Sierra's got that lead out there at second. You see the shortstop in behind him. Now the pitch. Smitty taking all the way, and Knight pours in a strike over the outside corner. Shea, while on the mound pitching well on Friday in their semifinal, also was 2 for 4 with an RBI and scored a run at the plate.
And I think that's the key here. You're pitching to the number 3 hitter in the lineup. Supposed to be the best hitter in the lineup, so you don't want to make a mistake to this guy.
And he leaves it up high, and Smitty draws a 1-out walk.
And again, not a big deal at this point. There are 2 guys on base, but now you set up a force out at any base in the infield, and you're back into a situation where, as if you get a ground ball right at somebody, you have a chance to turn 2 and get out of the inning. So if you felt that Shea Smitty was maybe the toughest guy you're going to face, at least in that situation, you wanted to be careful. You had the luxury to do that. Now you face the cleanup hitter, though, as Tyler Weaver steps up.
Yeah, Weaver hitting at 345 as you see Knight after a quick trip to the mound by Svetlak, the catcher. Weaver will stand in as their DH. Good look at Tyler there. He drove in 28 on the season. Was 0 for 4 in the semifinal win. And right now, Adam Knight trying to get him to hit a ground ball at somebody. 2 on, 1 out of the top of the first. And a pitch misses high. And right now, Adam Knight's all over the place.
Yeah, he is. And he's got to find some command right now because he can't be falling behind. If you really want that ground ball, you want to be able to dictate the pitch that's going to be hit by Weaver. So you fall behind and you give that away to the batter.
Fastball on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Weaver. That was a pitcher's pitch right there.
Adam Knight, he's got a tailing fastball. He's got a good cut fastball that'll throw here. So you'll see a lot of run on that ball, especially late as it travels to the plate.
That breaking ball misses inside. So now Weaver in the driver's seat here at 2-1. He can wait for a pitch that he likes and give it a ride.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is where a hitter starts to lock in. Now, he's got his pitch selected in his mind. If Adam Knight throws it in that area, he'll be all over it.
Knight's 2-1 offering. Ground ball in the hole. That's going to get through for a base hit. Sierra's going to be waved around third. He's going to score easily. Tyler Weaver with a seeing-eye single through the left side of the infield makes it 1-0 Defiance.
Well, they got the ground ball they were looking for. The problem was they were playing him to hit it up the middle. They weren't playing him to pull the ball. The shortstop was shaded way over toward the second base bag, and that leaves a big hole. Look on this left side. Look at the hole between short and third here. There's absolutely no chance for the shortstop to get back to the ball, and Sierra at the crack of the bat. It's a ground ball. He's got to go right from the get-go, and he just wheels right around third to score.
29th driven in for Weaver. You see Sierra greeted as he makes his way to the dugout. And a 1-0 lead. Sierra got it started with the leadoff single and then stole a base. And now Defiance trying to add to the lead. Here is Gage Cordray, another right-handed batter. And he'll sky it back and out of play. It's 0-1. Cordray 1 for 4 with an RBI. Also struck out in their semifinal win. He's hitting .306 with 14 runs batted in coming into this state tournament. See Schmitty with the lead out there at second, not paying as close of attention to him as they were with Sierra out there. And there's a wave and a miss by Cordray to make it now 0-2.
Well, nice throwing that ball down and away to the right-handed hitter. And Adam Knight establishing himself in this at-bat, ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Second baseman coming in a little bit, and now Knight will step off.
Well, you've got that runner back there at second base in Shea Smitty, and a smart player. Pitcher and catcher have to change up the signs here with the runner at second base.
On 0-2, it's hit back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Smitty's going to be waved around. Here comes the throw from White. It'll be cut off, and it's 2-0 Defiance.
Nice piece of hitting there by Cordray. Nice sharp single to center field. And actually the ball got out there pretty quickly, but you'll see Eric White is going to come over and pick it up. He's a left-hander. When he throws that ball, it starts to tail. It wasn't on line to the plate. That's why they cut it off. I thought as the ball got out there, if you can get a good throw, you've got a chance at that runner, but coming off the left hand, it starts to tail, and that took that chance away.
Good look at Shea Smitty as he scored that second run, and probably some unfamiliar territory here, Bob, as Adam Knight struggling here in the first inning. You'd mentioned it in the open, an ERA of 0.50, and he's given up 2 earned runs here in the first inning. This is rare territory right now.
Yeah, 2 earned runs, and he's allowed 3 hits so far, and he's walked a batter. Well, the walk obviously turns out to be costly with Smitty coming around to score, but he's had opportunities. As I said, he got a ground ball, but with the shortstop shifted toward the middle, instead of it being a chance at a double play or getting at least 1 out, it turns into an RBI single. Now it's a good solid line drive and a throw that's offline, so he's got to get to work here against Jimmy Bauer.
Jimmy Bauer will now stand in, first baseman for Defiance. He's a left-handed hitter, first one that Knight will have faced here. Still 2 on and only 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Defiance off and running. And the first pitch misses low and inside for ball 1 to Bauer. Hitting .329 with 21 driven in on the season. Had 2 hits in 4 plate appearances. Scored a run in their semifinal victory. Got a chance to add to the 2-0 lead. Knight to the plate, misses badly outside. And it's 2-0, so he's fallen behind after the trip to the mound.
And Adam Knight's got to find a way to regroup here. There's activity beginning in the bullpen. There you see left-hander starting to throw for Poland.
And I believe that to be Matt Baker, and it is. Big 6'7" left-hander. The 2-0. That's in the gap in left center field. Long run. White won't catch up to it. Fields it on a hop. 1 run is going to be waved around to score. Throw into second base, and safely there with a double is Bauer, and it's 3-0 after Weaver scores from second.
Now, this is just another good hit and another ball that runs away from the center fielder. Earlier we saw one coming off a right-handed hitter's bat that sliced away. This time it's the exact opposite. It comes off the left-hander's bat, easily coming in to score is Tyler Weaver, and very quickly it's a 3-0 advantage.
9th double for Bauer on the season. 3 straight hits. After 2 were on, have plated 3. Now they've got a pair in scoring position. And Ty Castillo will stand in, and he'll take ball 1. Castillo hitting .265 this season. He was busy in their semifinal win. 1 for 3, scored twice and drove in a run. And again, catcher Svetlak out to the mound to try and calm Adam Knight down.
Calm him down, and also, I think, buy a little bit of time as well for Matt Baker to get ready in the bullpen. Adam Knight's job right now is to make sure that Baker's not on that mound in this first inning. He's got to find a way to pitch himself out of this.
1-0 the count. And Castillo will take a breaking ball at the knees for a called strike. And it's now 1-1.
Look at the infield right here. Pretty much playing the corners in. Play the middle infield back. So if it's hit the first or third, they're going to try to come to the plate. Well, they'll hold the runner. They're looking back and then go to first base. As the ball got away from the bullpen. That brings up the stoppage here.
Bullpens are in play, both down the first and third base line. So frequently a ball may get past the catcher down there, and that one did, rolling back towards the infield. See the bullpen down the right field line. A ball and a strike on Castillo. Takes a strike over the outside corner. It's 1-2.
Good job to pick the outside part of the plate there by Adam Knight.
Well, Knight could use a strikeout in the worst way right here. Looks at the runners at second and third and delivers the 1-2. And he got it. Second strikeout of the inning. It accounts for both of the outs. And the 8th man to bat here in the first inning is going to be Bryce Borton.
And that's really the same pitch that he used to strike out Wes Detter, the second hitter of the game. Watch it run away here. There it goes, dips away, and the right-handed hitter just can't catch up with it. But as you said, that was huge for him to get that strikeout. Now they can drop the infield back. The play goes to first base here with 2 outs.
Left fielder Borton stands in, swings at the first pitch. And out of play. Bryce Borton hitting at .333. He's hit 2 of Defiance's 8 home runs this year and has 15 runs batted in. 0-1 with runners at second and third. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Now they go right back to the outside part of the plate there, keeping the ball away from the right-handed hitter. And don't be surprised to see them do it again. Adam Knight ahead in the count here. No balls and 2 strikes. Don't look to see these next 2 pitches in the strike zone. They're going to try to get the batter to go fishing.
Knight's got what he wants. They set up outside here. They go there, and it'll be 1-2.
Comes back that time with a straight fastball. No tail on that one. Easy one for Borton to actually just let go.
Runner in your picture is Jimmy Bauer. Gage Cordray's over at third. He bluffs over at third, and then a swing and a miss for strike 3. Roller coaster inning for Adam Knight. Defiance will score 3 times. They will do it on 4 hits. There were no errors, 2 were left, but Knight struck out the side here in the first. So, after a half inning of play, it is Defiance 3 and Poland nothing. You see the Bulldogs fans over on the first base side as their team comes in defensively. And as we head to the bottom of the first, let's take a look at the batting order today for the Poland Bulldogs. It'll be Anthony Calcagni to lead things off. He is the shortstop for Poland today. When you go down into the middle of that order, how about catcher Ricky Spetlak hitting .522 on the season? And even down a little bit further, Andrew Kosko, who today is their DH, he's hitting at .389. And Eric White, the center fielder, is hitting .449. So up and down this Poland lineup, they are solid, and they average almost 10 runs per game. So down 3 right now. They've got the firepower to perhaps get back into it today.
Well, for them to get back into it, they've got to be able to beat these guys in the field. Borton, Frederick, Detter across the outfield, Sierra, Smitty, Castillo, and Bauer left to right in the infield, and Cordray doing the catching. But the guy they're really going to have to beat is Michael Hendricks, starting pitcher here. And Michael Hendricks, 0.88 earned run average on the year, 6-1 his record. Another guy that has struck out 3 times as many as he walked on the year. 20 walks, 59 strikeouts for him. It's a very simple thing for him. Basically, he's a fastball changeup pitcher. He's going to be relying upon hitting his spots here today, keeping the hitters off balance. All the basic fundamentals of pitching is what he's going to try to accomplish. But the good news for him, Todd, is he gets to go out to the mound already leading 3-0. So, you know, there's already a margin for error in place for Michael Hendricks before he even throws the first pitch.
Yeah, as he woke up this morning, if somebody had said you're going to take them out with a 3-0 lead, I'm sure he would take it. And that's what he's got here today.
He would have jumped out of bed and ran to the mound. Taking it right then and there, easily. So you take a look at Gage Cordray, his catcher. Little meeting of the minds as the infielders gather to fist bump their pitcher before we get going here in the bottom half of the first inning.
Well, let's see if Poland can.
See, that's always good. Always good for a catcher. Sorry, Todd, right there. Shake the hand of the home plate umpire before the first pitch. Not only is it polite, but it could be helpful.
That's right. And the first pitch of the afternoon for Michael Hendricks is in there at 88 miles per hour. It seemed to have a little giddy up on it. Well, Defiance, a long history of producing quality baseball players. The 0-1 pitch, and it is popped up. Calcagni sends it to center field, and resting under it is Frederick for the first out here in the first inning. I mean, when you look at the information that is provided by the teams, notable baseball alumni, and you got about a dozen pitchers right there among the notable alumni. We'll drop in some of the names throughout the day today, but they have always had outstanding pitching, as this first offering now to Malnick is down low for a ball. You're always going to get sound baseball when it comes to the Defiance Bulldogs, as the next offering is down low.
Malnick working this count in his favor early on here. 2 balls and no strikes. Want the fastball here.
And a little low. So Marty Malnick, a little bit patient in the box. He's worked a 3-0 count here. He was 0 for 4 in their semifinal win. Getting at .314 on the season. Hendricks home, and missed inside, a 4-pitch walk, and Poland's got its first base runner.
You talk about that semifinal win, Todd. A 2-0 game. They only had 6 hits throughout the lineup. So, you know, hitting was coming as a premium here yesterday. They want to swing it better today. Malnick didn't have to swing it at all, getting walked on 4 pitches.
Here's third baseman Dom Lipari. 1 for 2 in their semifinal win, and Hendricks throws it away down the first base line. So just like that, Hendricks not only walks him, but then puts him on over at second base.
Yeah, watch this throw. This is almost kind of a nonchalant throw, and that one just goes right through Jimmy Bauer. Now, you know, you never show your best move to first on the first throw over to first base. I get that. But that was kind of just a little flip there, but it went right by Jimmy Bauer's glove. And that puts Malenik at second base.
So the Bulldogs with an opportunity to try and scratch one across here. And Hendricks will deliver a fastball right through the middle. Lipari, a .400 average with 23 runs batted in coming in. 0-1 to count. Inside, backs him off the plate. 1-1 now.
You know, it's ironic. They're playing the shortstop to hold the runner on at second base. You can see him in the picture right there. That's Smitty. He's close to that second base bag, and then they pitch inside. Got to be careful he doesn't turn on a pitch because he's got plenty of room on the left side of the infield to take it through there. Time was requested before the pitch.
Yeah, Lipari got time just before Hendricks started to the plate. Defiance put a 3 spot on the board at the top of this inning. Now Poland trying to come right back at Defiance. A 1-1 count here on Lipari. And he chops it foul off the foot. So he'll walk that one off. It'll be a ball and 2 strikes.
You know, I said that Hendricks has the luxury of going to the mound with a 3-0 lead. As we take a look at this ball off the foot, bam, off the back foot there, right off the toes. Kind of nice of the catcher Cordray to walk out to the mound, and that's just to give the batter another second or two to walk it off. But I said he had the luxury of being out there with a 3-0 lead. That luxury can turn the other way quickly if he doesn't pitch effectively here and if Poland gets something going.
Oh, you wonder mentally when you go out there, oh, I got a 3, maybe a slight letdown. I don't know. Here's a chopper, slowly hit foul again up the third base line. Look, these are teenagers in a state championship game. Who knows, right?
Right. You're absolutely right about that. It's easy to forget. That's easy to forget, but it is the truth.
Coaches will tell you, how's your team? I don't know. My life's in the balance of a bunch of teenagers. A ball and 2 strikes. And Lipari spoils another one to stay alive.
Yeah, that was a nice job of hitting right there just to foul that one off. You know, they've been coming inside. He's tapped a couple up the left side. So they tried to go to the outer half of the plate that time. Lipari taking a pretty good pitch, fouling it back and spoiling it.
Again, they'll do it at 1-2. And again, they foul it away. Good battle here, and at the very least now they're driving up the pitch count of Hendricks a little bit. Already up to 12 pitches, still just 1 out, only the 3rd batter of the inning.
And that stuff takes its toll as the game goes on. So, you know, a lot of pitch count in the first inning can come back to bite you later in the game.
Hendricks chases Malenik back to second base as he steps off. Poland ranks 6th in the final coaches poll. Defiance 8th. The 1-2. Ripped down the line, but that's going to hook foul as well. He's hanging in there, and he's eventually going to get something he can put fair.
Yeah, so they worked him to the outside corner. He fouls off a couple of pitches that way, and then they come back inside. And again, when you come inside, I still think they're playing that shortstop so much toward the middle. If he gets one that he can handle, it's to the hitter's advantage there, the way they're aligned.
And he eventually gets him on strikes. They went away again, and Lipari couldn't time it up for the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, so that one goes down as a great win for the pitcher, Michael Hendricks, as he just kept on. As you said, he was consistent about it. He just kept on battling and battling, even though through all those foul balls, he finally comes back with this. And that's a pitch that, you know, that could be out of the strike zone, that pitch. But with 2 strikes, you're protecting the plate. You're not going to take the chance. And the pitcher gets a strikeout.
And Ricky Smetlak, the catcher, will stand in and take high. Quite a season for him, hitting at .522 with a couple of homers and 38 runs batted in that cleanup spot. Good-looking catcher for Poland. Hendricks home. Swing and a miss. Took something off. That was just at 76. Seemed to have a little drop on it at the end.
Yeah, sure did. And when you're pitching to a guy that basically gets a hit 1 out of every 2 times that he comes to the plate, you better have some good stuff.
1-1 hit to third. Backing up, fielding it is Sierra. Makes the long throw across the diamond and gets him. Well done by Michael Hendricks. He works around the 1-out walk and an error, and it does no damage. So we played 1 inning of the Division II state title game. Defiance leads 3-0. You see Defiance with an early 3-0 lead. They picked up 4 hits in that first inning of play, and we take a look at how it unfolded already, Bob, in the first inning here for Defiance.
Yeah, just some good timely hitting. Here's a ball rolled through the left side by Tyler Weaver. That brings in Garrett Sierra after he had stolen second base, and they come back with another line drive base hit. Cordray leading Smitty, and then how about this one? The double to left center field. Slicing away from the center fielder, Eric White. By the time he gets it, it's too little, too late. And just like that, 3 runs come across for the Defiance Bulldogs.
Now Adam Knight threw 28 pitches in the first inning for Poland. He struck out the side, including the last 2. So we'll see if he settled in, found something, found some rhythm. As he got those last 2 strikeouts, he's got to build off of that here starting the second inning.
Well, they're hoping that that is the case because they need it to be the case here. He cannot have another inning like that, because it's a 7-inning game. You can't be down by 6 after 2 innings, so you've got to come back. You don't have to set the side down in order, but you've got to keep them off the board here, then give your offense a chance to slowly whittle away and get you back into this game.
Braden Frederick will lead things off here for Defiance. Sophomore hitting at .256 on the season coming in. And the first pitch from Knight will miss. Oh, take that back on the. That is a very liberal outside corner, and Knight is finding it.
That is a Ricky Svetlak strike. He framed that beautifully, pulled it back onto the outside corner, and got the call.
There's a fly ball to center. Eric White is under it, and the first batter is retired on a fly out to center. That's now 3 in a row. Set down by Adam Knight. So already here we are, top of the second inning, and back to the top of the order for Garrett Sierra, who got things started last inning.
Well, and how important was that first strike call in getting that call for your pitcher? It changes the complexion of the at-bat. 1-0, maybe he doesn't swing at that pitch, but now you're in the hole 0-1, an easy, lazy fly ball, and you get the first man retired.
And a first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike. Sierra eventually stole second and scored in that first inning. 0-1 from Knight. And it's now 1-1. Knight hitting the mid-80s with the fastball. That was in there at 85, so both these pitchers throwing hard. Good look at Adam Knight right there. 1-1 is swung on and missed. Pulled the string there. We're talking 18 miles per hour difference, Bob. I knew you were looking right at it. You were thinking the same thing.
Yeah, that's tough to make that adjustment. As you sit 15 miles an hour with a ball that's breaking as it's coming in, it takes a really good adjustment to make as a hitter.
And there's a strike on the inside corner with a breaking ball. So Knight gets his 4th strikeout and has retired the first 2 hitters here in the second inning.
I want to see this one again to see if this is your liberal strike zone. Yeah, I think it is. But again, you see how Svetlak just kind of casually pulled that one back in?
I think more than anything what I saw was Svetlak was set up on the outside corner and he hit the inside corner.
Which usually doesn't get you the call, to be honest with you.
First offering here to Detter is a ball.
But now, not only Ricky Svetlak, but if you're Gage Cordray sitting in that dugout, you're saying, hey, you've got to be watching these kind of things and where these strikes are being called. And then, of course, you hope the guy maintains that when you're back behind there. But these are the kind of nuances you have to pay attention to as a catcher to give your pitcher an edge.
Detter was a strikeout victim last inning against Knight. Chops it over his head this time. That'll be into center field. So a 2-out single by Wes Detter. 5th hit here early on for Defiance. And the Bulldogs have a 2-out base runner.
Well, once again, it's where you're positioned in the infield. And, you know, you're going based upon what you know, maybe what you saw yesterday, whatever the case may be, where you position your infielders. But Jared Burkert was kind of over a little bit more toward the first baseman's position there. That left the room up the middle. And that's a nice piece of hitting by Wes Detter. Put it right up through there.
Shea Smitty will stand in, and he'll take low for a ball. Well, you say Wes Detter and Shea Smitty, they were both integral parts of their state championship basketball team that defeated Cleveland Central Catholic in overtime 49-45. They had a dramatic semifinal win there as well, in which Shea Smitty hit a couple of clutch shots. 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. And not all that unusual to see teams double up in sports when you've got a talented class, when you see a lot of players played for basketball on this baseball team. And also good to see players playing multiple sports throughout a school year, as another strike is delivered by Knight, and it's 1-2.
Adam Knight has found something with that breaking ball right now. And going to the inside part of the plate against Smitty with the last two pitches for called strikes. Now that's put him in a great spot here, 1-2 with a runner at first.
Keep our eye on Detter over there at first. Would he go? He does. And it's fouled away off to the right. 2 outs and a 1-2 count on Smitty. They start that runner over there at first.
Well, when you have a batter like Shea Smitty at the plate, you figure he's going to put that ball in play. If it's anywhere around the plate with 2 strikes, he's going to be getting the bat on it. Go ahead and take your chances, get that runner from first going. Maybe you can move him from first to third on a base hit.
And so this time, Knight will throw over that direction and keep Detter close to the bag. Could not have asked, as you watch the replay here, for a better day here in Columbus for these state championship games. Another throw, Detter back in there. Boy, the fear is always the weather, the rain. You get any rain on Thursday and it backs everything up sometimes into Sunday, but it has been absolutely beautiful for 3 straight days. Now Smitty stands back in as the runner goes. Pitch way outside, and the throw is not going to be in time. It'll get into center field, but backed up by White. No further advancement for Detter, who steals the base. That is their second steal of the game.
Yeah, and there you see you got a good jump. There were 2 throwovers in a row. So as a base runner, you're saying to yourself, if you've got the steal sign, you're saying, look, he's not going to throw over here 3 times in a row. So you're looking to go on that first move and get the good jump. That's exactly what Wes Detter did right there.
And now you've got a dangerous hitter with a runner in scoring position. 2-2 from Knight. Fouled away.
And for Adam Knight, you know, he's throwing to first because the runner was going, so he's trying to shorten up that lead. I understand that. But sometimes you can get too concentrated on that base runner. You got 2 strikes on the batter at the plate. There are 2 outs. He's a very good hitter. Concentrate on getting him out, and that runner's not going to matter.
And now Knight will back off. Bob, have you noticed, maybe the umpire's blocking your view a little bit, where Shea Smitty stands in that box? He's a big guy up there anyways. Toes are on the front edge, and that left foot all the way at the front portion of the batter's box. Man, does he crowd home plate. Feet spread apart, and then just gaps one into right center field. That's going to easily score Detter. Smitty's going to try for 2. Here comes the relay, head first slide. He's in there, and it's 4-0 Defiance.
Well, it's ironic. You just pointed out where he was standing. With 2 outs, edge up toward the plate, or with 2 strikes rather, edge toward the plate so that you have a chance to reach the pitch on the outside. You see where he swung right there? Extended the arms, he got it on the outside part of the plate, and he turns it into an RBI double. And when he's standing like that, he had just used a breaking ball 2 times and dropped it on the inside corner. It was a 2-2 count. You still had a pitch to waste, and instead of throwing a fastball in there or maybe going back to that breaking ball to back him off just a little bit to give yourself more of the outside corner, he went to the outside, and Smitty made it pay.
5th double of the year by Smitty, scoring Wes Detter. 4-0 Defiance, and here comes Tyler Weaver, and he'll take outside. Weaver has already delivered in this one, an RBI single last inning, and came around to score. Boy, 6 hits now in the first 2 innings. And all of this damage came with 2 outs. Let's not forget that. 1-0 from Knight. In the air, Malenik waving everybody off, makes the catch, and that will retire the side here in the 2nd inning. But Defiance picks up a run on a couple of hits. We'll move along to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Defiance extends the lead to 4-0. Bottom half of inning number 2 here at Huntington Park, home of the AAA Columbus Clippers, the Major League affiliate of the Cleveland Indians. Ballpark opened up in 2009. Fans from both Defiance and Poland enjoying the sunlight in this beautiful ballpark. And if you're a Defiance fan, you've watched your team jump out to a 4-0 lead as we travel to the bottom of the 2nd inning. And now Michael Hendricks out there on the hill has been given this 4-run advantage. Walk 1, struck out 1 in the 1st inning, and now we'll be out here for the 2nd.
Well, you really have to like what Defiance has done at the plate. Just the 3 runs in the 1st inning, but then able to scrounge up that 1 more run in the top of this inning with 2 outs. Those are the kind of things that can demoralize the opposition. I know it's still early in the game. You've got plenty of time to come back, but you get 2 outs, and you're on the verge of saying, oh, thank goodness we got through this one without giving up any more runs. And all of a sudden, a couple of hits later, another guy scores. Again, a lot of at-bats remaining in this game for Poland Seminary. I get it. But they need to get to Hendricks sooner than later here. They need to put a little bit of doubt in the minds of Defiance.
Number 5 hitter, Jared Burkett, will lead things off. And Burkert will take the first pitch a little outside for a ball. .418 average on the season. Was 0 for 3 in the semifinal win, but did have an RBI. Takes the 1-0 pitch on the inside corner. 76 with a little tail in towards the hitter. This one high, now 2-1.
Now here's another guy that likes to crowd the plate and get up on that inside corner. No surprise they come with a pitch kind of high and inside there.
2-1 down low. Did you stand that close to the plate when you were a kid? Because I didn't.
Oh, I was scared to death. I was standing the back line.
As close to the dugout as I could get while still being in the batter's box.
I knew I was going to be back in the dugout any minute. That's why I'm doing this.
And on the 3-1, he misses outside. Second walk issued by Hendricks. This time it comes to the leadoff batter. And so Poland here with something going in the 2nd inning.
And that is the way that they can get back into this. They've got to make Hendricks work. They're down by 4. You have to be patient and selective at the plate. Don't go out there and swing at the first pitch. You know, make him work a little bit. Make him throw some pitches. They were able to do that in the 1st inning. Get that pitch count up, and now they've got him pitching out of the stretch.
And the first offering will miss to Jake Hawkins. Hawkins hitting .303 with a homer and 25 runs batted in, 0 for 3 in the semifinal. And Hendricks, who's having a little command issues here in the 2nd inning, is going to get a visit on the mound.
Yeah, Tom Held not going to waste any time. When you miss with 5 of 6 pitches, come out there and talk to him, get him settled down. And as you alluded to last inning, if you're up 4-0, that takes a bit of the pressure off. I don't think you want to be more casual or more relaxed toward the entire situation, but human nature can dictate that can happen. So that visit is very quick. There's not much to it except to say, hey, take a breath, calm down, throw the ball over the plate. We've got a 4-run lead. Let him hit it. Let your defense do the work.
Whatever he had to say, he walked out there, he said it, and turned right back around and came back.
That's right.
So, all right, leading off over at first is Burkert. This is a team that's very successful when they steal, as this pitch is on the inside corner, trailing by 4 runs. Unlikely that they would be going here, but they were 62 out of 67 on stolen bases this year.
Well, then maybe it's not unlikely. I know you need base runners, but want to get these guys into scoring position here too.
They'll drop down a bunt. Hendricks will field it, throws low, and just got him. They'll throw back in behind the runner, but stepping back in is Burkert. So the sacrifice successful. That'll move the runner over, and you might be thinking, boy, down 4-0 and you're sacrificing? Well, I think like you said, they need a runner in scoring position. They need to get a run across just to try and get some confidence going.
No, absolutely. And again, it's the second inning. This is a 7-inning game, so you can do this. You can try to chip away a little bit. See this throw. This is a really nice play on the part of Jimmy Bauer. Made me a little bit nervous when he threw down to second base there, but they caught the ball. All was well.
Andrew Costco will stand in, the DH, behind 0-1 after a swing and a miss. 389 average, 24 runs batted in. Was 1 for 3 with a strikeout in the semifinals. Runner in scoring position, and a fastball is in there for strike 2.
Well, you know, that's one where 0-1 count. Nice fastball on the inside corner to the left-handed hitter. Maybe he was looking for something else there, but bet you'd like to have that one back.
This one spins him out of the way, a little up in the strike zone to make it 1-2.
And from the pitcher's standpoint, you've got those pitches to waste. There's no reason that 0-2 pitch should be over the plate. There's really no reason the 1-2 pitch should be over the plate here.
Runs it away, and it's fouled back. Boy, another good location as the hitter Costco just able to get a piece.
Yeah, that was actually very good hitting, as you said, because the location was good. That ball was running away. And once you start that swing, watch this. You got to get a piece of this thing. Look at it dipping away. Great job by Costco to foul it off.
Try it again at 1-2. Got him swinging. Kept running it further outside and got Costco to chase after it for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, he sure did. He said, well, you know what? That last one wasn't far enough out. How about this one? And that one was actually a little bit high, too. That was a worse pitch than the one on the pitch before. Now, that was the one to lay off of. But, again, with 2 strikes, it looks pretty good. It looks like you can do something with it. He couldn't.
Now for Poland, it's up to Nick Romeo to keep the inning alive with a runner at second, and he takes strike 1. 333 hitter, a homer, and 16 runs batted in. 0 for 3 with a strikeout in their semifinals. Trailing here in the second 4-0, but a runner at second. In the dirt. Cordray keeps it in front of him. 1-1.
Again, this is not the 6th or 7th inning, but to me, that runner at second base, Burkert, needs to come around and score here if they want to get some confidence and start to get back into this game.
And there's a line drive down the left field line. Easy base hit, going to be extra bases. Coming in is Burkert. Motoring to second, Romeo. And Poland is on the board. A 2-out RBI double. Makes it 4-1.
Well, as I was just saying, you've got to start somewhere. How about here? Inside fastball, turns on it nicely, gets the ball on the grass and lets it roll all the way to the warning track. This is easy. Going at the crack of the bat was Burkert with 2 outs in the inning. He scores standing up, and Poland's on the board.
And now Eric White will stand in. Left-handed batter, flares it up the left field line. It's going to be foul, and they can't get to it. Only the second double of the year by Nick Romeo. Could not have come at a better time for Poland.
You're just thinking, life is all about timing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And now White with a chance to drive in a second run as they get to Michael Hendricks here in the second inning. Righty sets, and his 0-1 offering is in the air. This one may be playable near the dugout. It is not. So Garrett Sierra gave it a look, but it landed right on top of that third base dugout. And Eric White now behind 0-2. Remember, this inning started with a leadoff walk.
Well, it's be interesting to see how they pitch Eric White because they've gone away 2 times and have gotten 2 foul balls. Do they try to bust him inside here with 2 strikes? They want it high. They want to go up in the zone.
This one will be playable. Shea Smitty, the shortstop, drops it. The left fielder, Borton, came in behind him, broke his concentration, and it is a 4-2 game on the dropped ball by the shortstop, Smitty. Hustling around was Romeo to score, and you take a look at it here.
Well, the left fielder's yelling, mine, mine, mine. And when the left fielder's coming in and yelling for it, your job as a shortstop is to bail and get out of there. I understand Shea Smitty's one of the best players on this team. I understand he's camped under the ball. But the rule of baseball is if the outfielder calls for it, you find a way to get out of the way. He didn't get out of the way, and the ball winds up on the ground.
A costly error against the Bulldogs of Defiance. Poland has cut the lead in half. And now Anthony Calcagni will stand in. Runner at first base with 2 outs. And there's a fastball strike to even the count.
Boy, what a gift that is to get that second run.
Now the runner at first goes, and this gets all the way back to the backstop. It'll be a stolen base because White was going on the pitch. But this is slowly unraveling here against Defiance.
Yeah, it sure is. No, Matt Hendricks, he's been right around the plate. He's had good command. You see the runner taking off. Good jump on that first move. And they've already told Eric White as he's halfway to second base that the ball's to the backstop. That's why he's taking a look right there. But Hendricks, who's been around the plate, all of a sudden skips one in the dirt at the wrong time.
So now they've got a potential third run at second base. And this one was rolled foul up the third base line.
I really like that pitch, though. 2 balls and a strike. He's looking fastball all the way there, and he gets an off-speed pitch and has to do everything just to fight it off. That's good pitch selection there by Michael Hendricks.
2-2 to Calcagni. Rips it foul.
I think they got away with one right there. The catcher's not calling for that pitch in that area. And Calcagni just turned on it a little bit too much.
Good look there at Michael Hendricks, who all of a sudden is up at 41 pitches with 2 outs here in the second inning. Again, they'll do it at 2-2. Roller towards short. Smitty this time gobbles it up. Throws again low, and just getting Calcagni hustling up the line is Shea Smitty. But Poland in the inning will score twice. They do it on just 1 hit. There was an error and a man left. We've played 2. 4-2 Defiance with the lead. Well, the Poland Bulldogs and their pitcher, Adam Knight, had a roller coaster ride so far through his first 2 innings. He's allowed 4 runs, but he's also struck out 4 batters on the day. Maybe effectively wild in his first 2 innings of work. He's already made 46 pitches, allowing 6 hits. But a game that right now is sitting at 4-2, heading to the top of the 3rd inning. And boy, who knows? We looked at each other and decided this wasn't going to end 4-2 here today. So buckle it up as we roll into the 3rd inning. Bob, take over.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Show me the pitching coach that would say, yeah, effectively wild. That's a training.
That's a broadcaster term, I think, right? For being polite.
Right. That's probably one that every pitching coach hates because he wants to see better command. But, 4 strikeouts. If you said, hey, this pitcher has 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings, how many runs do you think that he's given up?
Yeah,
the answer wouldn't be
none.
4.
Yeah.
Stepping in to lead things off here for Defiance is Gage Cordray. Cordray with an RBI single in the first inning. Very anxious to swing, backs up the center fielder, and calling that one in is Eric White. 1 pitch, 1 out.
It's interesting to watch these teams, Bob, at the state tournament. Every team will have its own approach and philosophy, and you come right out against a pitcher who has struggled a little bit, first pitch swinging. You want to get right out of the box. I don't think players don't take as many pitches maybe as they used to.
No, they don't. And it seems like that kind of comes and goes as well. Jimmy Bauer, the batter, and a breaking ball. He hits this one toward the middle. Shortstop boots it. And so he's going to reach base. Calcagni couldn't scoop that up. It looked like it was going to be 2 pitches and 2 outs in the inning.
Almost a routine ball. Good effort to get over and get in front of it. But just had it. I wonder if it maybe hit a spike mark and changed direction on him right at the last instant. He just had to go right under the glove and off the foot. That'll be the first air charge to Poland today.
Now that's 3 total. Defiance has had 2 miscues on the day. First pitch, nice breaking ball dropping over the inside corner on Ty Castillo, who struck out his first time up. Well, for Defiance, just gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. You have a chance to get those runs back right now. And Adam Knight maybe thinking the same thing, not wanting to allow Jimmy Bauer to get into scoring position. Wants to keep him close at first. That one slapped out of play down the right side. So Adam Knight putting himself out in front. No balls and 2 strikes here. And now he should be able to dictate. Last inning he was using that breaking ball on the inside corner pretty effectively. Let's see what he decides to go with here with the count being 0-2. They set up outside. And that's the ball and 2 strikes again, Todd, by design.
Yeah, it's been a liberal strike zone, and that time they went a little bit too far outside, but now let's see if they come back inside here after the setup pitch going away.
Back to the outside corner, and the breaking ball has popped up. Chance for the catcher, Svetlak, and he's able to pull that one in. That's a big out.
Didn't come inside, but did change speeds on him, as it looked like he threw him a changeup, and Castillo way out in front just popped it straight up, and Svetlak makes a solid play behind the plate. Because it wasn't a real high pop-up. He had to get that mask off, find it quickly.
So now there are 2 outs in the inning with a runner at first base. Bryce Borton will be the batter. Take a look at that again.
Got to navigate his mask. He's got to navigate the umpire, find the ball.
Runner going. Pitch is a strike, and the throw to second base not going to be in time. Calcagni doing a nice job of hauling that one in and keeping the ball from going into center field. However, Defiance has put a runner in scoring position.
Bob, remember last inning, Wes Detter stole second base with 2 outs, and it paid off as Shea Smitty was able to drive him home. Now here again with 2 outs, they steal a runner into scoring position.
Next pitch, and this one swung on and missed. Again, off speed, and Borton was way out in front of that one. He struck out his first time up. Adam Knight's hoping for a repeat performance here. Play him straight away in the outfield here. Count of 0-2. Again, back to the outside corner. The catcher goes, and they get the swing and a miss. Adam Knight, for the first time in this game, does not give up a run in an inning. And he forces Defiance to leave a man in scoring position. It's still a 4-2 game favoring Defiance. Moving into the bottom half of the 3rd inning here at Huntington Park. Division II state championship game. Defiance Bulldogs leading the Poland Seminary Bulldogs 4-2. You know what they say, Todd? It's a dog-eat-dog world. And one will take down the other today.
Oh, broadcasters hate it when both teams are the same nickname.
No, not me. I've been waiting to use that one for 2 hours.
So not only do you have 2 teams of Bulldogs, both of them are in blue.
Yeah, right.
All right. At least Defiance has got that big D on the front of the jersey.
Well, that's the key, because that keeps me from being totally confused. Now, Michael Hendricks giving up 2 runs last inning. One of those runs unearned, however. And Hendricks, he's walked 2 batters in the first 2 innings. He's allowed just 1 hit to this point. And he has to go through the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Poland. Marty Malinek will lead things off. He walked the first time up. And the first pitch is taken out on the outside corner for strike 1. Next one. Gets a strike call again. I'll tell you something, Hendricks is going to live out there all day if he's getting that call. Not going to get that call, too high and outside. One and two. And this one, Malinik taps it foul.
This is a big inning right here for both squads. Hendricks, if he settles down, keeps him off the board, maybe a 1-2-3 inning. Or if you're Poland, who scratched across 2 runs, one of them a gift, can you keep the momentum going here?
Ground ball, nice play at first base initially, but Jimmy Bauer can't hang on to it. So Malinik is aboard.
That'll very likely be an infield single for Malinik. Good play by the first baseman, Bauer, to move to his right here. Has to reach across his body, but it just didn't get into the glove cleanly. Well, I think the pitcher, Hendricks, was a little tardy getting over Bob. I don't know that they would have had a chance to get him, even if he fields it cleanly.
That's a very good point. It is an infield single, as well it should be. Now they show bunt. The pitch is high and inside for ball 1 on Dom Lipari, who struck out his first time up.
And well, last inning after the leadoff walk, they bunted the runner over. So no surprise to see him thinking about it here, although now you're looking at the 3-4 hitters coming up.
Takes it right down the middle for a strike this time.
You'd be taking the bat out of the hand of a 400 hitter right now in Dom Lipari, but hey, right now you need that run.
Well, and you show it. You put it in their minds. You get that third baseman drawn in. So now you've got Garrett Sierra drawn up on the edge of the infield grass. Might have been a question as to the count. There you see Sierra on the left of your screen on the infield grass at third. Well, Lipari does bunt it. And that one rolls off the grass and into foul territory.
Hawkins last inning put down a great bunt. That one, Lipari got a little bit underneath of it and way too much English once that hit the grass. And if you take a look at the foul lines here at Huntington Park, they are right up against the lip of the infield grass. So anything that falls off the grass is ultimately going to end up being a foul ball. See him right there.
Yep. Now in the big leagues, it usually depends upon what kind of a team you have as to where you have that grass at the foul line. Here's the pitch. Bounce foul. So Lipari stays alive, 1 and 2. Hendricks giving up the infield single to start the inning. Marty Malinik taking his lead there. That one back to the pitcher. This should be 2. The second for 1 on to first. That is a double play.
Boy, big ground ball by Hendricks. Got it right back to himself. Helps himself by making a strong feed to second. It was a bang-bang play over at first. See, Hawkins finished a little bit awkwardly, but fielded it. Smitty makes the good relay. And it was a close play over at first, but they get a huge double play here in this third inning.
So now 2 outs, nobody on Ricky Svetlak, the batter, and he takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Svetlak bounced out to third in the first inning, brought that inning to a close with that ground ball. Swings and misses. Oh, for Hendricks, that double play ball, that's one of those things that can really get you locked back in as a pitcher. Leadoff single to start the inning, and then you turn it into a quick double play. Next pitch, grounded toward the shortstop. Nice backhanded play by Smitty, and what a throw. Wow. Shea Smitty showing off the leather and the arm. 1 hit in the inning, but thanks to the double play, everybody erased. And how about this play to end the third inning? Moving into the top half of the fourth inning, Defiance with a 4-2 lead over Poland Seminary. Division II state championship game from Huntington Park here in Columbus. Defiance just doing a nice job defensively. On the left there is Tom Held, their head coach, about to go back to the third base coach's box as his team is ready to bring the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to the plate.
Bob, I want you to look here. Creeping up in that first base line, you see the light standard. By the time this game is over, that shadow is going to be between the pitcher's mound and home plate. So that ultimately could end up being an issue for the batters as we move along. So if you're at home watching, just kind of keep an eye on that light standard shadow. As the sun has been more prevalent here today, that could become an issue.
And these are things that these players don't normally have to deal with.
They're lucky if they're playing at a field where there's lights.
Exactly.
Let alone having light standards or even playing night games. I think when you play the 10 o'clock in the morning championship game, you're used to that. A lot of Saturday doubleheaders. You'll start early, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes playing at night under lights can become an issue.
Ready to lead things off here is Braden Frederick. Frederick 0 for 1, fly to center his first time up. Adam Knight struggled through the first 2 innings, settled down in the third. Here he goes in the fourth, and he misses outside for a ball. Braden Frederick, you see, is a sophomore. He's hoping to do this a couple of more times before he's done. That one missing low and inside.
This is a big inning for Adam Knight. He's closing in on 60 pitches here at the start of the fourth inning. Labored through the first. Gave up a couple of hits with 2 outs in the second. Relative easy third inning.
Fun attempt, and that one off the bat, foul ball.
You know, he struck out 5. He's only walked 1. He needs to have a good inning right here.
Yeah, he does. He can put together back-to-back good innings. Again, it's that whole confidence factor, not just for him, but for his team as well. This one catching the outside corner for a strike. Here's the 2-2 from Adam Knight. Breaking ball rolled to shortstop. Scooped up and a low throw to first base. Good job to hang on there by Jake Hawkins. Calcagni's throw a little bit low.
The first basemen for both these teams, Bauer for Defiance and here Hawkins, have had to battle some low throws. And both have fielded their positions very nicely.
Back to the top of the order we go. Garrett Sierra will be the batter. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Singled, stole a base, and scored in the first inning. Struck out looking in the second.
Take a look at this right here. Good job by the shortstop, Calcagni, to get in front of it, but just kind of short-armed it. Good play by Hawkins. I mean, that saves a base runner. It saves pitches. Ultimately could save a run, just that play that was made over at first base by Hawkins.
One-0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. We were talking about Adam Knight having a good inning. And to me, if he wants to have one, it's imperative to keep this guy off base. He just makes so many things happen. That one's staying high and inside, 2-1.
Well, Sierra leads them in runs scored on the year, 37 coming into the tournament. Already has scored 1 here today. He scored 1 in their semifinal game.
Fouls that one back and out of play. So it's 2-2 on him now. Adam Knight coming in with great numbers, giving up about a half a run per game, 0.55 is ERA coming into this one. It's been a tougher day for him, but here he gets a fly ball to shallow center field. Coming on, Eric White, center fielder, takes charge and makes the catch.
Well, outside of Bauer reaching base last inning via an error, that would have been 8 in a row set down by Adam Knight.
Wes Detter will take a shot at him here. Detter 1 for 2, singled, stole a base, and scored in the second inning. That was imperative for Adam Knight to settle into this one. again, it appears that he has to this point. Here's the first pitch, and it's slapped out of play. Foul. Strike one.
Well, the top of this order has been a problem for Adam Knight. And the first 2 times through, they were on base. The top 4 hitters were on base 5 times and scored 4 runs. So he's had problems with the top half of this lineup.
It's pretty much the same result there. 85 on that last pitch, as you see. So he's bringing it. Svetlak looks in to get the signs from the dugout. Looks like they want to go away, and that's what they'll do. Too far away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, they couldn't get him to offer at that one. That was a pretty good pitch by Adam Knight. Dive it out of the strike zone, but better plate discipline by Wes Detter. Go back to the outside corner on him here, and this one tapped toward the mound. Knight can't get it. Here's a chance and a good throw, but not good enough. Safe call at first base.
Great hustle by Wes Detter. We know can get down the line. Adam Knight disappointed he didn't field it cleanly. If he does, it's an easy out at first base, and then Calcagni makes a heck of an effort to get the throw over. I think he's safe. I think that is the correct call. Great stretch by Hawkins at first to make it interesting. But he was safe on the replay.
Yep. And of course, we're the only ones that get the luxury of using replay. It's not Major League Baseball. They can't go back and look at it. But you can see it's trouble. As we look at it again here. It's bang, bang. But it was trouble as soon as it got by the pitcher. And Adam Knight was falling off the mound to his left, and the ball's hit back to his right. But once he can't get it, then it's a great opportunity for a hit, and Wes Detter hustled it out. Runner at first base, and the pitch is taken a little bit low by Shea Smitty. Smitty, an RBI double his last time up. Prior to that, he walked and scored.
Now here we are again, a runner at first and 2 outs. Detter already a stolen base. Got a very short lead this time as they throw back that direction. Defiance this year. Yep, sorry, Bob.
That's okay. Go ahead.
The Defiance this year, 84% success rate on their steals, and they've already pilfered a couple of bases. In fact, 3 today. And he goes.
Yes, he does. And the pitch is a strike. The throw to second is as well. Oh, they call him safe at second base. They say Calcagni didn't get the tag on it. That was a great throw by Svetlak. Right on the money. Let's look at it again.
Detter got a bad jump over at first base. Then he looked back. Watch his slide, though. He's going to slide to the outfield side. Oh, maybe that tag did get him on the arm. And Detter is called safe. The shortstop, Calcagni, thought he had him. So did the second baseman, but he's out there at second base with a steal.
And that puts him in scoring position. Pitch there for a strike. 1-2.
Now we saw the replay on the play at first, showed he was safe, but Bob, if you're Poland over there on that first base side, you think that Detter's been called safe unjustly twice out there.
Yeah. Foul ball. I was surprised they didn't argue the second call. They argued the first call.
Yeah.
Didn't argue the second call. But as you said, that was almost a little bit misleading because of the way that he went toward the bag. He was trying to pull that left arm back, going in headlong, pulling back the left arm, try to avoid the tag. Second baseman Burkert getting the assignment to hold the runner. Knight back to the plate. There's a base hit into left center field. Shea Smitty just continues to swing it. His second hit, his second RBI of the day.
Boy, is he dialed in. 2 hits yesterday, 2 more today. 3 runs batted in the 2 games now. And he's going to do the same thing he did earlier, just took a pitch that was right over the heart of the plate, deposited it in left center field, and Detter was easily able to score from second base.
Well, what you said is the key. It was 1 and 2. The pitch shouldn't be over the heart of the plate, especially not to the 3-hitter in the lineup. And he welcomed that pitch being where it was. Here's Tyler Weaver. Weaver 1 for 2 with an RBI single, and he hammers this one to left. And that falls in for a base hit. Smitty going to try to get the third, and he is going to be there safely. Well, Nick Romeo, and if we get a chance to look at this again, maybe I'm wrong here, but I thought he was kind of, I don't know if nonchalant is the way to put it, but there's 2 outs. That runner's going to crack of the bat. There's why he got there.
He did bobble a little bit as well. I think you and I both might have been a little bit fooled, Bob, thinking that that was going to carry a little further than it did. Romeo was just trying to make sure that he stayed in front of it and it didn't get past him. And then it kind of took a odd bounce on him there on the second hop, and that created the bobble. And give Shea Smitty credit for hustling around second base. The play was right in front of him, made him make a play that he didn't do.
You know, there's so much to this game that you've got to do right. And base running is huge.
Yeah.
And you're right. When the play's right in front of you, yeah, you have a coach at third base. But you also have to be able to read the play, and by the time you're playing at this level, read the play and know what your chances are. Off at the crack of the bat, it was in his mind. He was going to third. He was going to force the throw to third.
Bob, I look at the player that made it, Shea Smitty. Natural leader, guy who just won a state championship in basketball. We saw what he could do on the court there and how he helped lead Defiance to that state championship. Pitched this team into the championship game here today. 2 hits on the day, and then being aggressive on the base pass. That's just the type of player Shea Smitty's got to be.
That's a long way of saying no surprise.
Yeah.
0-1 to Gage Cordray. Adam Knight from the belt, the pitch. This is low and away for a ball.
And while I was rambling on there about Shea Smitty, Tyler Weaver had a delayed steal of second base there on that first pitch to Cordray as well. So they got a pair in scoring position, and they could break this wide open with a hit here by Cordray, who already has an RBI single.
Breaking ball, and this one fought back to the screen. So Cordray, 2 men in scoring position. 2 outs here. The count, a ball and 2 strikes on him. Activity once again in the bullpen for Poland Seminary. Matt Baker, the left-hander. He's been up a couple of times in this game. Pitch is swung on and missed. That is strike 3. So just like that, the inning is over, but not before another run is added. And Defiance ups their lead, 5-2. Well, we go into the bottom of the 4th inning here at Huntington Park in Columbus. Defiance with a 5-2 lead over Poland Seminary. Defiance, 3 runs in the first inning, 1 in the second. They just added 1 more in the top half of the 4th inning. Here in the bottom of the 4th, it's going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters that come to the plate for Poland Seminary. Jared Burkert, Jake Hawkins, and Andrew Costco. Starting pitcher Michael Hendricks. Well, the way it's worked out for him in this game, he's looked like he's been in trouble, and then he gets out of trouble. In the first inning, he walks a man with 1 out. Then he throws the ball away on a pickoff attempt over at first base, moves the runner into scoring position, gets out of that with a strikeout and a ground out to third. In the second inning, he did get into trouble, leadoff walk, then he gives up an RBI double. Then Shea Smitty, the shortstop, drops a pop-up, which allows a second run to score. But he comes back and calmly gets a ground out to end that inning. And then in the third, leadoff infield single. And Hendricks comes back with the double play ball, 1-6-3. And then gets a great play turned in by his shortstop, Shea Smitty, that winds up ending the inning. So, again, it's looked like he's been in trouble. He's been able to find his way out of trouble. with only giving up the 2 runs. And again, one of the 2 runs is earned so far for him here this afternoon.
Signs of a good pitcher, guy who knows his stuff and knows how to work his way out of a jam, because he's done that here today.
Yeah, he's worked. There's no question about it. Gets to go from the windup here with nobody on. Jared Burkert, the batter. And Burkert takes a first pitch fastball inside for ball 1. Burkert walked his first time up, and he scored the first run for Poland. Outfield straight away. And they miss high and inside. Oh, take that back. It's a delayed strike call there. I think I'd be used to that by now.
Mark Kuhn's calls have been just a little tardy.
Now this one, do they rule that he went around? The appeal to first, they say no. So now Defiance, Tom held their head coach out of the third base dugout to argue that. Yelling at the first base umpire, who got yelled at earlier by the Poland head coach for a play at first. Next swing and a miss. There's strike 2.
Yeah, definitely swung that time. Boy, that's back-to-back pitches for Burkert where he has not looked comfortable in the batter's box.
No, he starts a swing. He's trying to hold it up there, and no chance. 2-2 in the dirt outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now in each of the last 2 innings, Poland has had the leadoff man on base. Can they do it again? Foul ball here. 3-2 pitch looked like he came a little bit off speed on him.
Yeah, and Burkert was way out in front, and he just does not look comfortable for someone who's hitting over 400 this year. Having a tough at bat here against Hendricks.
3-2 pitch. In the dirt, ball 4.
And after all that, he drew a walk.
His second of the game. And for Hendricks, the 3rd free pass he's issued.
And the 3rd straight inning, Bob, that Poland has had the leadoff man on.
Now, Jake Hawkins, last time he was up, he sacrificed the runner from first to second. At that time, it was a 4-0 game. Now it's a 5-2 game. Garrett Sierra, the third baseman, is up on the grass trying to defend the bunt. They show bunt, and they put it up the first base line, foul. We talked about this earlier, Todd, the fact that that grass is right up against the foul line. So as soon as the ball rolls to the edge of the grass, it's going to fall off and go foul.
Yeah, you want to try and keep it just a little bit more in play towards the pitcher's mound, but of course you don't want to bunt it right back to the pitcher, then it turns into a force out or maybe even a double play. And I still think this is the right call, bunting in this situation as well. Get that runner to second, try and get it home, get it back to a 2-run game. That way if you just get 1 base runner on, you're got something going.
Pitch outside. I thought that the catcher, Cordray, had been set up a little bit on the inside part of the plate. They would prefer that he bunts it toward third because Sierra's charging. And if he can catch that ball, maybe a chance at second base there to get the lead man. And that's why the batter, the right-handed hitter, is going to try to push it up the first base line. And this is bunted foul.
Well, I really like what Hawkins does, too. I mean, he is very aggressive, gets squared up fast, gets that hand up the barrel of the bat. I mean, he had a textbook bunt his first time up. And really the bunt that went foul wasn't that bad, but you get a good look at it right there. Squared early, gets that bat out in front, but just kind of pushed at it that time instead of letting the ball hit the bat.
It's almost like he wants to push it to try to get a base hit.
Yeah.
Runner going, pitch is swung on and rolled foul.
Well, they came back and played hit and run. 2 strikes, not going to bunt, but still confident enough that Hawkins can get it in play. They played hit and run.
Not a bad play. Figuring they're going to get a strike, get the runner in motion, see if they can cash in. Let's see if they do it again. Or maybe Hendricks might toss over to first there and make sure he shows Jared Burkert that he's paying attention. Burkert with a decent lead. Pitch to the plate, serve toward the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. Well, they even had the shortstop, Smitty, shading him up the middle. That's a nice piece of hitting there by Jake Hawkins to pick up the single.
I think that's a good at bat. He was up there bunting, a couple of opportunities, didn't get it down. Fought off a pitch on a hit and run, and then just reached out and served that ball right back up the middle. Smitty's going to make a great effort at it here, but no chance. And I was thinking during that at bat, Bob, as Tom Held's going to come out and talk with his pitcher again, if Poland could get the first two guys on, I feel like they could have a big inning here. They've been on the cusp. Last inning, got the leadoff man on, but then a 1-6-3 double play hurt it. They got a gift run back in the second. They even had a base runner on in the first, but now they get two on. If they could start something here, I think it could become a big inning for them. Offensively, they're good enough. A team that hits over 380 and averages almost 10 runs a game, they know how to score runs.
You go back and look at that last hit, too. What a good pitch that was. Down and away. That, to me, that's the hitter that says, man, I didn't get the bunt down. I had two chances.
I got to do something here.
If I don't do something, I can't go back to the dugout.
Well, you and I were talking yesterday. For the young kids, I got to get my ride home, right? And for the older guys, you lose your scholarship if you don't get that base hit.
Well, he got the base hit. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here. Andrew Costco at the plate, struck out his first time up. He shows bunt and takes a strike on the inside corner.
I just talked about how I think they could have a big inning, and bunting them into scoring position still could lead to a big inning. I don't know if I'd give up an out here now with two on, but that's why we're way up here, right?
That's right. Showing bunt again and trying to bunt and missing.
And Costco does not look nearly as comfortable doing this as Hawkins did a batter ago.
No, he does not. And now he'll get a chance to do what he's comfortable doing, swinging the bat, albeit with two strikes already on him. First and second, nobody out. The pitch. Ground ball toward the shortstop. Smitty flipped the second for one, on to first, and a safe call at first base.
Just wasn't hit hard enough. And Costco really hustled out of the box to get down the line. Being a left-handed batter, probably bought him the extra step he needed. Smitty did a good job of charging it, made a good flip. And another bang-bang play at first base on the relay by Castillo. And Bauer again, Bob, digging another one out of the dirt to make a good play. And now we're going to get a pinch runner who's going to come on here for Poland. And we're going to see Tommy Chiaro come out and pinch run for the runner at first base, which is Costco.
And as Tommy Shiro goes to run at first base, stepping into the batter's box will be Nick Romeo. Romeo with a hit today, an RBI double in the second inning. He also scored a run. And activity also begins in the bullpen for Defiance. They're not going to waste any time as the left-hander Abe Smith will begin to get loose. A 5-2 game, Defiance. They've had the lead ever since the top of the first inning when they scored 3 times. But right now the tying run comes to the plate for Poland Seminary. First pitch, Romeo takes a strike in the outside corner. Nick Romeo, that double that he got his first time up was an inside fastball. He turned on it well. Chopper toward the shortstop. This should be 2. Flip the second for 1, and the throw to first. They say that Bauer was off the bag.
They just can't get the double play turned, and it's costing them now. That plate's a run. You'll watch it here. Another one. This is almost identical. Smitty fields. Castillo throws it right in the dirt. Bauer, a great job fielding it, but no way he could keep his foot on the bag.
As you said, the last 2, it was Castillo in his throw that didn't get there. That 90-foot throw went about 78 feet, and that caused a big problem. Fielder's choice. Now pitch fouled off by Eric White, who reached on an error by the shortstop, Shea Smitty, his first time up. Todd, you mentioned, though, Eric White coming into this game hitting over 400. And sometimes you put that guy at the bottom of the order as almost a second leadoff guy. You want him to turn the lineup over, get the top of the order back to the plate. So he's not batting. Sometimes you're not batting in the number 9 spot because you're the worst hitter. You're batting there because you got to get those big guns back to the plate. Runner going, ground ball to shortstop. Smitty will field it and step on second for the final out. 3 ground balls went to shortstop. The third time was a charm for Shea Smitty as he steps on the bag. However, Poland gets a run back, and they're trailing 5-3 as we go to the 5th. Take a look into the Defiance dugout as they make the defensive plays they needed to. Gave up a run in the process, but they're still leading by 2. 5-3 the score as the Defiance Bulldogs get set to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. And you see they've been productive at the plate with 8 hits so far today. Each team guilty of committing 2 errors.
Yeah, that's not a pretty line right there. 5-8-2, 3-3-2. Maybe some bingo numbers later.
It's not pretty, but for Defiance so far, it's been effective. As Adam Knight finishes his warm-up tosses. And we get ready to get back to action here. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming to the plate. And Jimmy Bauer ready to lead things off. This guy's been a busy guy today. We just talked in the bottom half of the 4th inning about how he was playing at first base and not getting exactly great throws. You're always telling kids throw it head high, throw it at his chest. Well, he's over there trying to fish stuff out of the dirt all day long. So he's been working hard defensively and also offensively. He's been on base twice. An RBI double in the 1st inning, and he reached on an error by the shortstop, Anthony Calcagni, and that was in the 3rd inning. So the left-handed hitter awaits the first pitch from the righty, Adam Knight. And it's an off-speed pitch that misses for a ball. Adam Knight has had a battle this afternoon. Didn't have a great start. He has settled down ever since the 2nd inning, although he falls behind now, 2 balls and no strikes. And there is double-barreled action in the Poland bullpen with a right-hander and a left-hander throwing. Now it's 3-0. There you see the bullpen. So I would imagine that if Adam Knight gets in more trouble, it could be the end of the day for him as he paints the outside corner on the 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, the left-hander down there, Matt Baker, he's been up now 3 times today. Ball just gets out of the bullpen again and rolls down behind the dugout, or I beg your pardon, behind home plate.
Get a good look at Jimmy Bauer, big left-handed hitting first baseman. Good job by Adam Knight to find the outside corner again.
I've been impressed with what Bauer's done just over at first base defensively today.
3-2 offering. Oh, and he misses way outside, and the leadoff man is aboard. That might be it for Adam Knight right there.
Well, it's only the 2nd walk that he has permitted today, but as you said, at this stage of the game, the 5th inning, you can't let him get in any more trouble. And he has not been consistent at all. And so that will be the end of the line for Adam Knight today.
And they'll call upon the lefty, Matt Baker, to come in and take over on the mound. So Adam Knight's afternoon is over. Winds up going 4+ innings in this game. You know, the 8 hits really is what does him in. To be honest with you, Todd, at least his control was good enough that he wasn't walking more guys. If he had done that, this would be a really lopsided game right now.
Yeah, 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Has given up 5 runs to this point. with that runner at first still being his responsibility. You see Matt Baker coming on now to pitch for Poland. 6'7" junior. Plays a little outfield, a little first base, does some pitching for the Bulldogs as well. And he'll come on here. So this will be a different look for Defiance, having the left-hander coming out there. A tall, lanky left-hander at that. And it'll be up to Matt Baker to come in here, relieving Adam Knight. He'll be facing 7, 8, and 9 now in the bottom of the order with a runner at first. So he doesn't have to come in and face the teeth of the order. Gives him a chance to try and settle in here a little bit. You know, they only had Burkert throw in their semifinal win. Jared went 7, gave up 2 hits, and struck out 8. He was outstanding in their win against Bishop Watterson, limiting them, shutting them out 2-0. And Burkert's the second baseman. Now, he could go, in fact, off to the side right now. He is actually kind of warming up a little bit as he's playing at second base. They get 10 innings to pitch this weekend. He pitched 7 yesterday. He could go 3 today if they needed him. And in high school, as you see Burkert right there, in high school baseball, 1 pitch equals an inning. So it's not thirds of innings either. So if he came in just to get 1 out, it would be constitute a full inning. But he's out there at least trying to loosen up a little bit as well, Bob, in case he's called upon here to try and help things out.
Yeah, he's still on the dirt portion of the infield, but one of the catchers from the bullpen has turned to throw with him. So while Matt Baker gets loose on the mound, as you just said, Burkert is over there throwing on flat ground. He's not down in the bullpen off the mound. He's on flat ground getting loose just in case they need him here.
You have to be creative in high school ball. When you got maybe your best pitcher out there in the infield as well, you got to figure out a time for him to warm up a little bit. That's why a lot of times you'll see him in between innings. When they're not batting, they may run down to the bullpen, just throw some. Like you said, more or less to get acclimated to pitching off of a mound. Ball comes loose now, again from the Poland bullpen down the right field line. But this is a big spot right here for Baker.
Big spot indeed, with Ty Castillo at the plate, having struck out and popped up in foul territory to the catcher. Interesting to see what Baker brings here. You mentioned he's very tall and lanky. 6'7". Showing bunt as Castillo takes a pitch inside for a ball. You know, when you're 6'7", though, Todd, and you extend and you're pitching to the plate, the batter can almost feel like you're right on top of him.
Yeah.
But you got to throw it over the plate. There's a toss over to first base.
Do you know what I noticed on his very first pitch? His drive leg, the left leg here that's up against the rubber, he really bends it down. He really comes down to a crouch as he'll deliver. You see the throw over to first base just now. So he's not using that full 6'7" frame and coming over the top. Watch, he'll get low.
Pitch outside. And again, Castillo 2 times has shown bunt. Neither time is offered at it because the pitch was out of the strike zone. Third baseman Dom Lipari charging. Now it's 3 balls and no strikes.
You saw the catcher there, Svetlak, saying, come on, you just got to throw it down the middle. They're going to give us an out. Watch it here. Watch how low he gets. Really drives that right leg way out. You see him finish low as well. I think of a Nick Hagedorn for the Indians, who everything is upright and throws straight over the top.
Pitch down low for ball 4, back-to-back walks. That's one thing, but for Matt Baker, he comes on and throws 4 pitches and walks a man.
Yeah, that's not what he was brought out there to do, especially when Defiance was going to give you an out there.
Well, and that's probably has a lot to do with why Jared Burkert was throwing at second base to get ready in case they need him.
And I've got to think here with the 8-hitter up, Bob, and nobody out. You want to get a couple of insurance runs into scoring position, they're going to be bunting again.
They are, and the pitch is bunted. Third base side, and Svetlak very smartly lets that one roll foul.
Another good example, though, of the fundamentals of bunting. Bryce Borton squared early, got the bat head out there, just got a little bit too much spin on it and couldn't keep it in fair territory. you're not going to surprise anybody here in this situation, so there's no use of squaring late. Get that foot around, square, get your knees bent, and drop down a good bunt here.
Right. Get it up the third base side so you've got that third baseman drawing in, and you can get the runner from second there.
He's asking for time and finally gets it.
And Baker taking a lot of time before coming set. No balls and a strike, nobody out. Runners at first and second here. They set up away, and the pitch bunted. Pitcher fielding, and good job by the catcher, Svetlak. He's directed traffic right there, and immediately started pointing to first base, saying, throw it there, get the out, sacrifice recorded.
I'll tell you, that is a really good play by Baker, showing some athleticism. You see the good square. The bunt made sure he kept it fair, didn't hit it too hard back to the pitcher, and another close play. I'll tell you, Stan Clark, the first base umpire today, is earning his paycheck. That's a good bunt, good sacrifice. Now 2 in scoring position, Bob.
Yeah, he sure is earning that paycheck. Sacrifice goes 1-3. Braden Frederick at the plate with the infield drawn in. Fouls it back. Frederick has flied to center and grounded out to shortstop.
Yeah, Poland here with runners at second and third. Good look at the infielders. All have to be drawn in. They got to cut this runner down at the plate. They can ill afford to fall down any more runs here, especially after scratching one across last inning to get it back to within a pair.
Baker finding the strike zone.
That was a good pitch. Really hasn't thrown a breaking ball yet. Frederick taking that one all the way.
And you've got the number 9 hitter at the plate here. You're 0-2 on him. You've got to come after him. They set up outside, and that one slapped foul.
But like on the flip side, Bob, this isn't an ordinary number 9 hitter. He's hitting .356, just a sophomore. Someone who can use the bat. I'll tell you, and there's more than one of these Defiance hitters up there without any batting gloves either, and this is one of them. Look at that. You take the uniform, you take the no batting gloves, the all-black shoe. What year are we in?
That one high. I'd say, I don't know what, 75, 76.
Yeah, that would have been on our artificial turf, though, probably.
Yeah, you're right.
Every stadium had the old rug.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Oh, Baker catches the line drive. Throw to third. They made the play. Double play. Matt Baker takes one in the gut, hangs on to it, and throws to third to double off the runner. And just like that, Poland's out of a mess, or a potential mess, and still only down by 2. Right back at you. Thank you very much. It's a 1-5 double play to end the inning. Top of the order for Poland, Anthony Calcagni leading things off and taking the first pitch inside for a ball. Michael Hendricks surrendering 3 runs over the first 4 innings of this game, leading 5-3 here in the 5th, and he misses high. Well, Todd, you were talking about some of that, the notable Defiance alum. I'll tell you what, they've got some pretty good players on their list. Here's a pitch taken over the outside corner.
There's a lot of names. Chad Billingsley, as you see some activity in that Poland bullpen. Chad Billingsley of the Phillies, Scott Taylor in the Red Sox.
Ground ball, hard hit but foul.
You've got guys right now. Just listen to this list. You've got Justin Hancock, Double-A in the Padres.
John Hancock's a totally different guy.
Yes, he is. Dace Kime, he was a stud here a couple of years ago for them. He's in Single-A in the Indians. Anthony Kidston's at Louisville. Robert Ziegler, who was just phenomenal here a couple of years ago in their semifinal win as they won the state title. He's at Kentucky. I hear the SEC is a good baseball conference.
Yeah, they do pretty well there. And that's a pretty good pitch by Hendricks to get the strikeout on Calcagni.
You know, Ziegler and Weston Rivers, as you see the strikeout right here, they were the 1-2 punch when Defiance won the title here a couple of years ago. Rivers is at Indiana State now. I mean, they are just a pitching factory, and this is another one of them. Michael Hendricks, he's been in and out of trouble today. The best thing that he's done, Bob, is he's limited the damage. Yes, he's given up a run, but he hasn't given up the big inning.
You're absolutely right. And here's Chopper. He can't field it. Second baseman will. Castillo with the throw to first for the out.
And he's doing it with ground balls. Remember back in the fourth inning when he was in some trouble, he got 3 consecutive ground balls to the shortstop. They couldn't turn the double play twice, but he still got 3 rollers to the shortstop. He's keeping the ball down, giving his fielders a chance, and you see another one right here.
Yep, just hit right on top of the ball. Castillo, who's having his problems making the throw to first base from second on the double play attempts, no problem right there as he gets it there in plenty of time. First pitch strike now to Dom Lipari. So for Poland, here you are in the 5th inning, top of the order, down by 2, and the first 2 batters have already been retired. So Lipari takes another strike. So you have to start to wonder if these guys are going to get another chance in this game.
Yeah,
they're
they may
going to
not.
come up.
Great point.
And there's strike 3. Man, did Hendricks look good there. He gets 2 ground ball or strikeout, a ground ball, and then another strikeout to end it, making it look easy. Lipari caught being a spectator, watching that strike 3 call, and it's still a 5-3 game as we move on to the 6th. Well, Poland staying in this game with a little pitching and defense. How about Matt Baker? Last inning, catches a line drive off the stomach and throws to third base in time for the out. Baker had come on in relief. He's back out here to start this inning as we go to the top half of the 6th. Defiance with a 5-3 lead, and back with the call is Todd Bell.
All right, thanks, Bob. I like the play by Lipari, the third baseman, to get back there, find the bag with his foot, field it with all that going on. This has not been a textbook game. Let's go that direction. We've gotten 4 errors. We've had double plays not turned. We've had great double plays turned. See the very end of this. Watch Lipari's got to find the bag with his foot and field a skipping throw in. And you'll see the runner, Bauer, is going to look at the umpire and say, "Are you sure he was on the bag?" And then the umpire's going to say, "Yeah, he was there."
Very nice play, and that's, you know, the defensive play there by Lipari, stellar. Sure he's not thinking about that right now. He just got punched out to end the bottom of the 5th inning, though, so he's got to go back to work with the glove right now.
And Garrett Sierra leads things off, 1 for 3 on the day with a run scored, and he'll take a first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike. You see the afternoon for Sierra. Another stands in there without those batting gloves. Feet spread apart at the box. Checks and takes a little low. A ball and a strike now to Garrett Sierra. Senior for Defiance, one of 10 that are on this roster. There's the lanky 6'7" Baker, who fires the 1-1 towards short. And picked up and throwing him out. Calcagni, leadoff batter, retired.
Again, so important to get that leadoff man out, especially when it is the number 1 hitter in the order here, going right through the top of the order. I was talking about for Poland, you wonder if you're going to get some of their big hitters back to the plate again before the game's over. Well, the same is true here for Defiance. They've got the top of this order. They would like to pad the lead. It's only a 2-run lead, which can amount to almost nothing here. So they want to get some more runs on the board.
Wes Detter takes high. It didn't take much to get a rally going. We've seen it time and time again over the years here in high school state championships. Watch teams just coast through the first 7 innings, maybe have a 3-0 lead, and then all of a sudden lose 4-3. So you got to play to that final out. Only need 21 of them here, but still it cannot be easy sometimes. 1-1 on Detter, chops one. This is going to be a tough play. Hawkins flips to Baker, who makes it look very easy. Wow. Well done by both Hawkins and the pitcher Baker.
Well, and especially by the pitcher, because you've got to read it, you've got to bust over there, and then you've got to find the bag with your feet. But look, he concentrates on getting the ball. That's the right order. You can't look for the bag before you have the ball, and you've got to know where you are. You've got to be aware of your surroundings. I'll tell you the one advantage. He's 6'7". He's easy to find.
It's only like 3 steps over there, too, for him as well.
That's right.
Here's Shea Smitty having a day, and he grounds one sharply to third. Gobbled up by Lipari. How about Baker coming out and setting him down 1-2-3. First time that Defiance has gone in order this afternoon. Quickly, we move to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Defiance still protecting a 5-3 advantage. Well, the Poland fans trying to come up with something to get their offense started here today. They trail 5-3. They've been limited to only 3 hits. They were given a gift run back in the 2nd inning. They've had their base runners today, but just have been unable to get them home. And again, that goes back to Michael Hendricks, the starting pitcher today. Yeah, he's allowed some base runners, but he has limited the damage. Last inning, went 1-2-3 against this Poland lineup for the first time, and now he'll work against 4, 5, and 6 here in the 6th inning.
How's it going to come down to a pitcher's duel at the end of this one?
What a strange game. Well, 4, 5, and 6 today for Poland has been on base 3 times. Ricky Svetlak, though, is 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts to each side of the left, or each fielder on the left side of the infield, as this one is fouled back and out of play.
Well, I almost said not to put pressure on the middle of the order, but yeah, put pressure on the middle of the order. You've got to get something going here if you want to get back in this game.
Swing and a miss here, and a good breaking ball from Hendricks. Svetlak, one of 8 seniors on this Poland Bulldog club, makes their way from Mahoning County. Pretty much rolled their way through the state tournament, but here Svetlak takes strike 3. That is 3 out of the last 4 that have been strikeouts. The last 2 have been caught looking.
Yeah, Hendricks getting stronger as the game's going on here. And man, I'll tell you, Ricky Svetlak, a guy that hits the ball like he does, to be able to freeze him and get him looking on a strike 3 is surprising.
Jared Burkett stands in, and Burkett will take outside. Poland steamrolled their way with wins of 17-1 over Ravenna Southeast, beat West Branch 4-0 and Canfield 12-2 in the districts. As this pitch is in there, a strike, beat Talmadge 6-4 and Canton South 8-4 before shutting out Watterson in Friday's semifinal 2-0. They've won 14 in a row coming into today. This one down low, and it's 2-1. Burkert today has walked twice and scored twice. Hendricks to the plate. Well, that's a little bit inside and all the way to the backstop.
Inside out almost. Now, you talked earlier about the shadows from the light stanchions on the roof here at Huntington Park. And that shadow has crept out over top of the pitcher's mound. Look at this pitch. Whoops. Put it on the other side.
Comes back, throws a dart on the outside corner to make it 3-2.
Just in case you think I lost it, I didn't.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, at 87.
Right.
3-2. Slowly to third. Sierra charged, bobbled, had no play. Made the wise decision to hold on to it. It's an infield single for Burkert.
And it is a wise decision, because unless you know 100% for certain that you're going to be able to make the play, just forget about it. Because if you throw that ball down the line in a 2-run game and put that guy in scoring position, well, now it puts a lot of pressure on and changes a whole bunch of stuff here. So smart play by Sierra not to throw that ball.
Here's where Hendricks has been so good getting ground balls, but he's going to give up a flare up the middle for a base hit. Just beyond the outstretched glove of Castillo, the second baseman. And Hawkins now with 2 hits on the day, and Poland with something going in the 6th.
If you're Michael Hendricks, you see that ball come off the bat, you turn around and say, are you kidding me? I mean, just eluding the glove of the second baseman. Look at this, right there. Looks like Castillo might have a play. He does not, and Tom Held is on his way back out to the mound once again. Nobody throwing in the bullpen for Defiance. Now they're going to start throwing again. And the guy that's about to throw had been throwing earlier. That's Abe Smith.
You see Smith stretching. And again, they're in a similar situation, Bob. Shea Smitty, their ace, who pitched on Friday and went 7 innings, could be available today to go 3 if necessary. Right now they will be sticking with Hendricks with runners at first and second. And Andrew Costco is the man on the spot right now. Poland has had chance after chance today to try and come up with a big inning. They have not. Is this the inning that they do?
I was just thinking the same thing. And Michael Hendricks has been kind of flirting with this throughout the course of the day, but all of a sudden he starts throwing some of his best pitches of the day, and now here he is in a tough situation.
Costco takes in the dirt. Struck out in the second inning. Bounced into a 6-4 fielder's choice his last time up. Tying run is at first base for Poland. Swing and a miss. This is the number 7 hitter in the Poland lineup, but a good one. A .389 average on the year and 24 RBI coming into the semifinals for that left-handed slugger. 1-1 is popped up out of play on the third base side. Sierra gives it a chase, but runs right into the railing. And here again, Hawkins gets ahead, 1-2.
Yeah, he sure does.
55 2/3 innings coming in this year for Hawkins, 34 hits. Only 20 walks, 59 strikeouts. He's got 5 Ks today. The 1-2. In the air, short left, but easily going to be handled by Morton for the second out.
Now, did you notice Smitty, the shortstop, pointed to Borton, the left fielder? Remember, earlier in this game, Smitty dropped a pop-up that Borton was calling for. This time the shortstop right here, he'll go, hey, you got that. I can't get out there and get that one. And Borton takes care of it. So now 2 outs, and Michael Hendricks has a chance to get out of this thing unscathed.
Tough 8 hitter though. Nick Romeo, RBI double. Early in the game, takes high. Bounced into a fielder's choice that plated a run in the third.
You know, I still think that pitch that he doubled on was just too good of a pitch for the situation. And don't look for them to make that mistake again.
There's a strike on the inside corner. 84-mile-per-hour fastball here in the 6th inning from Hendricks, who just threw his 101st pitch of the afternoon. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball stays upstairs.
I tried to mix it up there with a little something different. Couldn't find the strike zone with it. Once again, 2 balls and a strike as a hitter. You pick your zone, you lock in. If the ball hits that zone, you hit the ball.
Or the batter could get hit, and the bases are loaded. First hit batter by Hawkins, or beg your pardon, by Hendricks.
Yeah, and this is not even close. Look how far away this one gets. You know, we saw that earlier in the inning on Burkert, where a pitch went behind him and got away. Well, very similar thing here, except it wasn't so far behind the batter that it didn't get a piece of him. It gets him in the shoulder blade, and now the bases are loaded, 2 outs. Hey, by the way, this is what championship games are made of right here.
Eric White has reached base on an error and hit into a fielder's choice, and he takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Tying run in scoring position for the first time today for Poland. Burkert at third, Hawkins at second, Romeo at first. Hendricks winds and delivers high. It's 1-1.
Went back to that breaking ball. In the previous at-bat, he missed high with that pitch. Threw it 1-1. Here he throws it 0-1. And now the count's even.
Out of play behind home.
I'll tell you something right now. Michael Hendricks should be breathing a sigh of relief. He just got away with a pitch right there. And on the other side, Eric White has got to be kicking himself. He didn't do more with that pitch.
Fans on both sides of Huntington Park are on their feet. The 1-2. Struck him out.
Wow. Big pitch, big time, 6th strikeout on the day for Michael Hendricks. Number 6, the biggest one that he has had, leaving the bases loaded in a 2-0 game. Back to the breaking ball, and see you later.
Poland leaves them loaded. Defiance still on top. (5-3) Defiance. Those are the Defiance fans in the background right there, greeting the Bulldogs as they made their way back to the dugout after yet again Michael Hendricks teetering on the edge. And as you said earlier in that inning, sometimes when he gets in those jams, he's made his best pitches, came up with a strikeout to end the inning.
Yeah, don't be fooled. All these people just started breathing after that strikeout. But yeah, Michael Hendricks, he's walked the tightrope in this game today. But when it's come down to crunch time and he's had to make that pitch that'll get him out of a jam, he's been able to do just that. And looking down toward the Defiance bullpen, now there's a look at Michael Hendricks right now. But looking even further down toward the bullpen, Shea Smitty is going to the mound down there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you said, he pitched them to this point. They might call upon him, if needed, in the 7th inning, so he's got to be ready.
At the very least, as we talked about earlier, he's down there getting some work in off of the mound. He may not start the inning, but if they get into a jam in the bottom of the 7th, they may go get him. Tyler Weaver will lead off the Defiance half of the 7th, and he'll take strike 1 from Matt Baker, second Poland pitcher of the day, who relieved Adam Knight in the 5th.
And he's been impressive since coming on. Really has been.
Delivers on the outside corner there, and it's quickly 0-2, and not only with his left arm, but defensively. Helped start a double play, covered first base on a ground ball hit to the first baseman. The 0-2 went too far out there. Ball and 2 strikes now on Weaver, who is 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored and a stolen base.
What I like the most about him is when he came into the game, he's getting loose, and they're also warming up Jared Burkert in case they need to bring him in. And then he goes out and he walks the first guy. Right after that, sacrifice bunt. Then they line right back at him. He gets the double play. Then 3 ground balls last inning. So after that walk to the first guy he faced, he's really settled in.
Ball gets away. Hey, you see it rolling there in the background as it came from the Defiance bullpen down the left field line. Well, that's something we haven't talked about. The on-deck hitter, Cage Cordray, just picked that up from behind home plate, and he airmailed it over the bullpen mound down and left. And we sat here and marveled at Defiance before the game in their warm-ups as Weaver awaits the 1-2, and he grounds it to third and foul again. Tom Held, their head coach, has got a throwing program that college coaches come to him and ask for. And we sat here and watched him start at about 10 yards, 15 yards, 20. Next thing you know, everybody in the line is along the right field wall throwing absolute BBs to everybody on the left field foul line. 1-2 pitch just off the edge. And in a day, Bob, where everybody is limiting pitch counts to little leaguers and kids are having Tommy John surgery 4 weeks after being born, Defiance kids are out there throwing a ball about 400 feet. Rip foul again down that left field line.
You know what that says is that if you take care of the arm and you strengthen it, you can do that. And when you said we marveled at it, I saw it for the first time yesterday, and I did marvel at it. Number one, because I have no chance of being able to throw that far.
No.
But, I mean, it is amazing because, as you said, it is no bounces, no hops for quite the distance.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how long it takes. And I know they you talked about these guys playing other sports, so I wonder how long it takes them to get that arm back in baseball shape and be able to throw that far.
Right, and for the guys who were on the basketball team, they made a trek all the way through the end of March, and then just a few days later, the baseball season began.
Right.
And not, as there's a called third strike on Weaver. That'll be the first for Baker, and I don't mean the preseason baseball started. The baseball season's first date was March 28th this year, and the basketball tournament, I think, was right around the 21st.
Well, as you look at this picture, let me remind you, it's where the ball crosses the plate, not where the catcher catches it. But that is I think that's a tough strike three. Now, however, that being said, for Baker, if you prove that you're around the plate, you will get those calls.
Here is Gage Cordray, 1 for 3 with an RBI single back at a 3-run Defiance first as this one bounces in. 3 in the first for Defiance. They sent 8 to the plate. Tacked on another in the second, another in the fourth, an unearned run. Since then, they've been kept off the board. Poland, 2 in the second, 1 was unearned. As this one is popped up out of play. Poland tacked on another in the fourth. They have stranded 7 base runners today. So is Defiance. Two balls and a strike now on Cordray. Jimmy Bauer will hit next. Poland will have the top of the batting order. So if anything, Bob, that 6th inning, what it did is it did flip the lineup back to the top of the order for Poland.
Yeah, sure did.
2-1. There's a strike. 2-2 now.
Yeah, this is all important for Baker. You cannot allow anything else. Give your team a chance to come in and get those 2 runs back.
Cagney to his right, got to make a long throw, and again it skips in, gets past Hawkins. On his way to second base is Cordray, as they will finally gather and bring it back in. And another low throw by an infielder. This one will cost him a base.
Well, it's great to play in a ballpark like this if you're a high school player. However, there is a lot more room. Most high school fields, there's a fence there.
Yeah.
This ball isn't going to roll away. Look at this one. It skips. You can't pick it. And now the race is on. As a matter of fact, the runner Cordray is looking to third base to see if he should come that direction. That's how far away that one rolls as we get the visit to the mound now.
So they'll talk with Baker. More than anything, just maybe to give him an opportunity to deep breath here. Jimmy Bauer, a left-handed hitter, is due next. So you would still have the lefty versus lefty here.
Well, this talk might not be just for Baker. It might be just for the entire infield here. Just to say, hey, all right, bad play, bad throw. I get it. We're still in the same spot here. We need to get 2 outs. We've got to figure out how to get them without that runner from second scoring. Because obviously the pressure is amped up here. You're in the state final. In the top of the 7th inning, you already have to claw back and pick up 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. You don't want that number to reach 3. So just go out, settle them down, let them take a breath collectively as a group and go back to work.
Bauer, an RBI double in the first, reached base on an error in the third, walked in the 5th, and has played a stellar first base. And he'll take low for ball. I beg your pardon.
Aha!
Takes at the knees for a called strike. Top of the 7th here at Huntington Park.
Some of them we can tell. Some of them when we've guessed, we've been totally wrong.
This one fouled back against the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Good look at the junior left-hander. Interesting to see next year what he can do for this Poland Bulldog team from the pitcher's mound. 0-2. In the air to right. Malnick will move back. He will settle under it, makes the catch. Runner will tag. Here comes the throw, and just sliding in ahead is Cordray. What a good throw by Malinek out there in right field.
It was a very good throw. And the reason he's even able to have a chance is because of the approach on the ball. The way that he circles back and goes to get it, make sure that he's coming forward when he makes the throw, and then the throw, off the bag just a hair, but really good, strong throw from where he was.
A huge insurance run for Defiance is 90 feet away with Ty Castillo, the batter. 0 for 2 with a walk, takes a curveball for a strike.
Oh, what a curveball that was. That was the old 12-6 variety right there.
And if you are Rick Svetlak behind the plate, you got to knock everything down. Swing and a miss right there. Boy, really pulled the string on another one. And Baker quickly gets ahead here, 0-2.
If he sees a fastball in this at bat, I'll be shocked right now. Because both of those pitches, he watches one and then that one completely fooled on. Maybe he was looking for the fastball after the pitcher got out in front, but
near. Runner at third. Down there dancing away, Cordray. And Baker stepped off and looked that way.
Oh, that was so close to being a balk.
Again, he bluffs. The pitch. Foul tip into the glove, strike 3. Now give credit to Matt Baker. He has come on in relief and done his job. They do not score. Defiance is 2 outs away from a state championship. Here come the Bulldogs at the top of the order when we come back. Well, the last out of the 7th inning, another one of those big breaking balls. And you saw Castillo foul tipped it into the glove. Again, Baker in 3 innings of work gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, struck out 2, played good defense, had a double play. So he did his job, Bob, coming out of the bullpen. Now it's up to the Poland bats to try and find a way to score 2 runs this inning.
And again, easier said than done. Michael Hendricks has allowed 3 runs today. 2 of them came in the 2nd inning. 1 of those because of an error directly. So nothing has come easy for Poland at the plate. There you see Defiance with a little, what they hope is the last inning huddle. What they hope is, that's probably the old pep talk about, boys, we're 3 outs away from being state champs. Let's shut this down.
See the Poland crowd, and you see Anthony Calcagni, who will lead things off. Hendricks, 14 appearances, 11 starts. He has 3 complete games this year, and he pours one in there for a called strike. Hendricks' next offering to Calcagni, who's 0 for 3, and he takes outside.
Now Hendricks has kind of feasted on the top of the order here in this game.
This one will skip back to the backstop.
They're combined 1 for 8, the top 3 hitters, the ones that he's going to face here in the 7th inning.
The Defiance Bulldogs this year are 21-0 when leading after 6. 2-1 pitch. And it's 2-2.
I'm going to guess Calcagni was looking for something different right there. Again, he doesn't have to offer it that because there weren't 2 strikes, but now there are.
And a late swing at a breaking ball and able to fight it off to stay alive.
Boy, that one broke late, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
I mean, that was a tight break right at the end of the path to the plate.
Try it again at 2-2. 1 out.
Same pitch, different location. And you got to swing at it. That pitch is a strike 3/4 of the way to the plate. It's this last little dip. Watch. There it goes right there.
7 Ks for Hendricks. And there is strike one to Marty Malenik.
Now, if he throws that same type of a pitch here, left-handers usually feast on that down and in pitch.
And a liner to left is going to fall in front of Borton. Malenik with a second hit of the day, coming with one out, and the tying run will come to the plate here in the 7th.
Saw Bryce Borton right there. He kind of hesitated and then made the right play. The right play is keep the ball in front of you, give up the single. Watch right here. It's a little flare. He's coming in, and he just pulls up. He says, hey, that's not going to hurt a thing. And that is the right play to make. You keep that runner at first. You try to do too much. You overcommit. You make a mistake. You've got a guy in scoring position. So here comes Tom Held once again.
That's got to be it. That's his third visit.
And he wants to talk to Hendricks and say, hey, what a job you did today, son. And there goes Michael Hendricks to the dugout, to the great appreciation of the Defiance fans. I'm sure he's disappointed he couldn't finish it. But when you got a guy like Shea Smitty that pitched his team to this game, and he's still available, he has innings left, well, you let him go out there and try to shut it down.
Well, Hendricks today goes 6 1/3. To this point has allowed 3 runs, 2 earned, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And he will leave with a chance to be the winning pitcher in a state championship game as Shea Smitty will come on. He'll make his 16th appearance. He is 11-1. The ERA below 0.4 on the season. He does have 2 saves. And coming into the tournament, 62 innings, he had 77 strikeouts. He went 7 innings and struck out 8 more in their semifinal win on Friday. Gave up 6 hits. I beg your pardon, he struck out 4 in the semifinal win. And here he is, Bob, to close it out in the 7th inning.
We'll see if he can do it. No, he's been out there playing shortstop the entire game. They did get him loose last inning. He went down to the bullpen and threw off the mound so that he could be ready in case he was needed in this situation. And they bring him right into the heat of it right now. He's got the number 3 hitter in the lineup, and Dom Lipari that he's got to face here.
And if you're Lipari and Svetlak right now, Bob, you are chomping at the bit because combined between the two, they're 0 for 6 with 3 strikeouts.
By the way, Connor Steichman is the new shortstop. He comes off the bench to take over defensively.
That's a tougher spot, I think, than Smitty.
Yeah, that could be. See if they shoot him a ground ball. I say no. It's usually not in the game plan, right? Hey, you want to ground a shortstop with a guy at first and 1 out? No.
And the first pitch by Smitty is low for a ball. Next offering by the big right-hander. There's a strike over the outside corner. Smitty, 6'5" junior, out there on the mound. That's right, he had those numbers he had this year as just a junior. 1-1. That one just off the plate as he took something off, and it's now 2 balls and a strike, so Lipari ahead in the count.
So that means everybody else in his conference in basketball and baseball are going, are you kidding me? Again?
He could be a 2-time state champion by the end of the day. 2-1. Got him to pop it up. Now who wants it? Castillo, the second baseman, calls. 2 outs.
That's a major league pop-up in a minor league park right there. Wow. That one straight up the elevator shaft. And now Defiance down to the last out to try to seal the state championship. Look at this one. That's up there forever. Makes it easy, though. Everybody had a chance to talk and decide who's going to take it.
I know Steichman, the shortstop, probably didn't.
Yeah. You guys are loose. Yeah. You go get it.
That's all yours. Ricky Svetlak. 0 for 3. Twice has grounded out and has struck out. He represents the tying run in the bottom of the 7th. Shea Smitty home. And it's in the dirt for ball 1.
Now this is how he started off Lipari as well. Down and away, missed the strike zone. Then he was able to hit the outside corner with strike 2. Trying to stay away from these right-handed hitters.
Again low.
Now it's a classic case of basically saying, if you're going to beat me, you're going to have to hit my pitch and you're going to have to go opposite field. Now that could change a little bit here because you're behind 2 balls and no strikes.
A look at the runner at first. Smitty home. There's a strike as he pours it over the outside corner. It's now 2-1. Cleanup hitter. 1 for 3 with a walk in the semifinal win. Ricky Svetlak has done the catching today and now awaits the 2-1. And he's ahead 3-1. And the man on deck has been on base all 3 times today in Jared Burkett with a couple of walks and a single. There he is, biting his nails through his batting glove.
Yeah, that's a neat trick, huh?
3-1 from Smitty. It's a full count.
Well, he continues to go right there. He does not want to put Svetlak on base. He's going to go outside to try to get him to chase.
Runner at first goes, pitch fouled out of play. Everybody will catch their breath as fans on both sides of Huntington Park are on their feet.
Such the beauty and the curse of baseball that it can hold that suspense for so long. Not like other sports where it's a quick strike and it's a decision one way or the other. Sometimes it drags out just like this.
Smitty has what he wants. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Back through the middle. Steichman gloves his throw to first, and Defiance has won their 3rd state championship.
Well, Todd, we talked about Steichman coming into the game to take over defensively at shortstop with Smitty going onto the mound. And one of the unwritten rules of baseball is the ball will always find that guy. And it found him, and what a great play that was. I know it's a routine play, really, but for Connor Steichman, he's been on the bench the entire time, and all of a sudden with the state championship on the line, the ball's rolling in his direction. He's got to run hard to his left to field it and make a good throw. He did all of that. Again, I know it's such a simple play, but it is such a huge play for a guy that's been a spectator up until the last inning that just sealed the deal for his team and his school to be state champs.
Yeah, you used the word routine. There was nothing routine about that play. Nothing. How many throws have we seen in the dirt today to Bauer over at first that he would have to pick out? That one was an absolute strike. And the Defiance Bulldogs have won 2 of the last 3 Division II state titles. Medal and trophy presentations to both our runners-up and our state champions are coming up on the other side. Defiance defeats Poland 5-3. The Defiance Bulldogs have defeated Poland today to win the Division II state championship by a final score of 5-3. Todd Bell, Bob McGilligan with you here at Huntington Park, and it's all in the Held family today, Bob, as Tim Held wins the state title for Moeller. Earlier today, Tom Held here for Defiance.
Yeah, and I talked with Tom Held before this game today. I said, hey, case of keeping up with the Joneses there, your cousin's already done the job. And he goes, yeah, the pressure's on him, but yeah, his team got it done today in a really impressive game as we send it down to the field for the introduction of the teams from the public address announcer.
Assisting with the award presentations from Poland, the athletic director Brian Banfield and the principal Kevin Snyder. As we introduce individual players, you are asked to please come forward to receive your individual award and remain standing along the baseline. Number 31, William A. Number 26, Matt Baker. Number 6, Jared Burkert. Number 4, Anthony Calcagney. Number 20, Tony Shiro. Number 22, Don Drummond. Number 8, Brendan Glosser. Number 14, Jake Hawkins. Number 24, Dan Clays. Number 25, Adam Knight. Number 21, Andrew Costco. Number 3, Dom Lapari. Number 11, Marty Malinik. Number 44, Pad O'Shaughnessy. Number 9, Mark Passarello. Number 13, Nick Petrola. Number 10, Nick Romero. Number 15, Connor Sperati. Number 23, Ricky Spetlak. And number 2, Eric White. The Bulldogs assistant coaches, Ryan Gassasione, Chris Martin, and Mark Wiesolowski. And the Bulldogs head coach, Rich Murray. Now presenting the runner-up trophy, OHSAA Assistant Commissioner Jerry Snodgrass.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, on behalf of nearly 400,000 student athletes in the state of Ohio, we and all the players in the field today thank you for your attendance and your support of all the kids that play high school athletics. And with that, all these players on the field today, 44 players, the efforts that they go through year after year, most of them since they've been little kids. Parents in the stands today, you know the miles that you've put on your vehicles. You know all that you've done to support these kids growing up, and yet they were able to play on the final day of baseball in the state of Ohio. Would you please join me as we represent all the student athletes in Ohio and compliment each and every one of the players on the field today? Thank you. Coach Murray, Poland, every kid grows up dreaming of hoisting that big trophy up. You are playing on the final day. You played on the final day of high school baseball. We have over 800 member schools in our association, and just keep in mind that every single one of them that sponsors a baseball team wishes they were playing in this championship game. When you look back, and it's a long time looking back, think about growing up playing at Dobbins Elementary, on the fields at Dobbins Elementary. Nearly every one of you did. Did you ever think that you would be here on this final day? It was your goal, and you got here. You have 8 seniors. Eight seniors here today. Something that is always said about playing in championship games is it takes everyone. Take a look. Take a look. Everybody in Poland is here to represent you and support you today. Tomorrow, you 8 seniors, you're going to go through commencement. You've had tremendous success in athletics this year. You have lately. You have nearly over $4 million that you've accumulated in scholarship money for your senior class. It's more than just athletics, but it takes everyone to make this happen. On behalf of all of our member schools, over 800 of them, our board of directors and the staff at the OHSAA, it's an honor for Bruce Brown, one of our board of directors member, and me, representing them all, to present you this runner-up trophy in Division II for 2015. Congratulations, Bulldogs.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's recognize the team from Defiance High School as the 2015 state champions in Division II. Assisting with the award presentations from Defiance High School, Jerry Beauty, the athletic director, and Robert Morton, the principal. As your name is called, please come forward to receive your individual award and remain standing along the baseline. Number 2, Shay Smitty. Number 4, Ty Castillo. Number 5, Braden Frederick. Number 6, Alec Rivers. Number 7, Garrett Sierra. Number 9, Bryce Borton. Number 11, Jacob Tietenhorst. Number 12, Bryce Rankin. Number 13, Wes Detter. Number 15, Will Zeller. Number 18, Michael Hendricks. Number 22, Jacob Jimenez. Number 25, Charlie Gordon. Number 26, Connor Steichman. Number 35, Tyler Weaver. Number 36, Gage Cordray. Number 42, Chris Gordon. Number 44, Abe Smith. And number 46, Jimmy Bauer. The assistant coaches for Defiance: Rick Weaver, Brandon Fisher, Justin Sonnenberg, Brian Lehman, Shane Coleman, Dakota Westrick, Brian Flory, and Kevin Connor. And the head coach of Defiance, Tom Held. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, OHSAA Assistant Commissioner Jerry Snodgrass.
Ladies and gentlemen from Defiance, Bulldog players, I've had the honor of presenting you some trophies through the years in a multiple of different sports. It never gets old, I will tell you that. One thing I have said in previous years, and I'll say it again today, when you wear the D or when you wear Defiance on those pinstripes that you have, it represents more than just the players on this field. Yes, you put forth the effort, but it does take everyone growing up, the games you played at Kingsbury Park along the river there, you all have to do it, and it takes everybody there to support you. Athletics teaches so many things. And I know that through the middle of part of the season, I think you lost 3 out of 4 during that stretch. And how tough that is in athletics to rebound from that. But just think about that lesson. People write you off. Sometimes you question a little bit yourself. You lose 3 out of 4. You just won a state title. How's that? Coach Held, it's always an honor. You represent the sport so well. Your players play hard. Your community represents the entire organization very well. On behalf of all of our member schools, it is a tremendous honor to present you the championship trophy for 2015. Congratulations, Bulldogs.
Defiance, who won a state championship in 1992 and 2013, win it today. 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. They left 8. Poland, 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. They also left 8. Michael Hendricks, what a performance today. 7-1 on the mound. Adam Knight, a tough loss. 8-1. Shea Smitty, Bob, saves his 3rd. But Hendrickson and what he was able to do in and out of trouble today, Smitty slams the door at the very end, and they come up with the win.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Hendricks wished he was able to finish this game today. That wasn't in the cards, but he was happy to pass the ball off to his shortstop, Shea Smitty, to come in and eventually slam the door. And listen, this was hard fought. They got 3 of those 5 runs in the first inning, but they weren't able to run away with this game today. Poland stayed in it. They were kind of nipping at their heels the entire way, but the mark of a champion is to be able to get the job done when the chips are down. That's exactly what Defiance did here. Late in the game, they're able to shut it down and get the state championship to take that trophy home.
Defiance finishes 28-5. Poland finishes 28-3. Final score again, it was Defiance 5 and Poland 3. Remember to follow Time Warner Cable Sports Channel at TWC Sports OH. And for this and other OHSA tournament games, you can watch again on local on-demand channel 411. For Bob McGilligan and our entire Time Warner Cable Sports Channel crew, this is Todd Bell saying so long from Columbus, where today Defiance has won the Division II state title.